Welcome to the latest episode of the Ascendant Art Podcast. It may be the first time as far as I can remember, that Slender hasn't been here because he's having major computer problems. So, if everyone can wish him some luck on that, because it's got some Windows failing to start problems.
One of the more major issues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All in the last 10 minutes, too.
I told you I'm off the internet for 10 days. You're on the internet now.
And you're making videos of you hunting bugs.
And sharing them on the internet. I'm confused about the blackout rules. This is as complicated as the NFL blackout rules.
I don't recall the 10 days being mentioned.
I thought it was 2 days. I thought he tweeted that he was going to be off for 2 days because I was like, why? And he never answered on X.
That's because he had already started the blackout.
But then he starts doing other stuff on X. Oh, he did say 10. I'm spending the next 10 days away from the internet.
And yet here I am.
Yeah, so now I'm confused why he's just ghosting us on responses.
Probably because he's getting his headset set up.
It's not digital.
I'm using dial-up.
I don't even think that's a thing anymore, Mad.
There's no way you could. I don't think YouTube
now.
Yes, we can.
Slender.
Yeah.
Oh, finally.
Josh says hi, but all right. I don't think YouTube would even work on dial-up.
No, it wouldn't.
I think he means his phone's hotspot.
Oh, did somebody forget to? Are you in the middle of switching to AT&T fiber optic? Getting fiber internet like you should have.
It's been almost a year.
So you don't have like non-matching up and download speeds like heathens.
My up and download speeds don't match, but I'm on fiber. What the hell are you talking about?
How the hell do you have a fiber plan where they don't give you the matching up and down?
I was going to say that's pretty standard for fiber.
Whatever, I have gigabit speed, so it doesn't really matter to me either way.
Okay, but you say that, and then you say that you don't get it for
I don't have
down.
fiber, and I have 1.2 gigabit speed, but my upload is shit.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not like it's off by a lot. It's not like I get, a gigabit down and then like 200K up or some dumb shit like that. It's only off by, maybe 100 megabits.
All right, let's run a speed test
Let's
right
all
now.
do
See what
speed
I'm
tests.
getting. I'm doing it.
Speed test.
I'm doing it right now. Let's see.
Watch the whole stream shuts down.
Yeah, this is going to make you sound like a robot.
You fucking people.
Go.
Look at that. Wait for it. That's the up. No, that's the down. So the upload is going to be where I start roboting. There's my upload.
That's pretty good, too. Yeah. Mine, not that good. Getting out into the mountains is, apparently a lot falls off on its way through the cables to my place.
Yeah, I'm going to make Mad do that the next time he actually joins. All the upload, but my requests still haven't made it to Plex. You're off the internet, so why would you even know?
Yeah, Plex is part of the internet.
Plex is part, like it's a major stream. It's a streaming part of the internet. So I've got 10 more days before you would even notice. If you say that here's the trap for you, Mad. If you say that in the next 10 days you don't see those things on Plex, I'm going to just ask why you weren't on the show.
When was it 10 days from?
I don't know. He asked a little while ago. I'm still backlogged.
No, when did he announce that he was going to be off for 10 days?
On X, he said it on October 10th, so yesterday. I'm spending the next 10 days away from the internet.
Why?
You know what's funny, Slender?
Nobody knows.
Check out this. This is the Twitter tweet. What's the first response from someone?
Why?
I see you speak for all of us.
I see that this is why we're co-hosts. We think similarly.
He's just
all
trying
that
to make sure he
upload,
gets to
but my
Halloween.
requests still haven't made it to Plex. What?
How would you know? That's on the internet.
By the way, Mad, all that upload is how my Plex is available to my friends. Because if I didn't have that kind of upload capability, Plex is a homebrew server being shared, and if I didn't have that kind of upload, I wouldn't be doing making it available to everyone I know who's at least passes the basic friend test. It's a mad story. Oh, are we mixing in now? Life is a mad story. He should totally do that for his intro since it's stuck in his head every time anyway.
No,
see all
Grant
these
Gregory do it in Madonna's voice.
No, not Madonna's voice. Have Grant Gregory do it in Culture's voice and make it really just hilarious.
That'd be scary.
Here's a good
question. Culture sing enough.
Eric with the question we've all been trying to figure out. How is Mad commenting if he's on an internet detox?
He's probably relaying it to Shredda and she's typing it in for him.
There's no way.
Real?
Right about now is when all the stamina resets on those mobile games.
That's true.
Shredda's only involved when she senses Mad's joy. So it was probably when he got giggly shooting that bug with
when he
the
shot that
stealth gun.
caterpillar.
Did you notice the little giggle at the end?
Yes. I couldn't see what he was trying to record at the end, but there was a giggle.
I think it was where the remnants of the bug were on the car. I am relaying it to Shredda. I think we watched Princess Bride for the first time with my 9-year-old yesterday, and what comes to mind is I do not think this means what you think it means when it comes to internet detox.
Yeah.
I would think YouTube would work on dial-up. It used to. Just had to buffer. Yeah, maybe. Things have gotten a lot more. Who still even has a dial-up modem that's functional?
Hooked up?
This is like it's like those people who are like, I'm on the grapefruit diet, but I still got to wash the grapefruit down with something, so I'm doing that with Dr. Pepper.
I mean, technically, you guys implied detox. He just said he'd be away.
Literally. He meant literally. He has stepped away from the internet.
He went out to the
store. He can stand in the same room as the internet. He just can't put his hands on it.
The internet has a restraining order against Mad. Mad has to stay 100 feet away from the internet at all times.
His ankle bracelet's about to start going off since he's typing. Yeah.
I think it's just an elaborate plot so he doesn't have to play Phasmophobia with us.
Vegans can eat meat.
That could be, but he's going to have to stay away from the internet for more than 10 days if that's the case.
We'll probably even be playing later tonight.
It's highly possible.
Getting more having some upgraded gear does make things a little more interesting.
That and just practice.
Yeah.
Knowing what you're looking for and at.
Slender does continue to try to antagonize the ghosts as only he can.
Not as much as Smokey does. Hey, look at the voodoo doll.
Smokey's like cursed object. All right, I got the picture. I'm going back in with it.
Smokey is kind enough to always say, hey, I'm about to do this. You guys should leave.
Yeah, he said that multiple times in one night. It was just me, him, and Slender's like, oh, you guys might want to leave. Why? It just says cursed object. Right, gotcha.
Clear out.
I found the Ouija board. I found the tarot cards. I found the voodoo doll.
He does love his cursed objects.
He will get bored while we are trying to figure out what kind of ghost it is and just wander off to find the cursed object.
Mm-hmm. Just so he can use it at some point inappropriately.
I also found out what that summoning circle does, and I don't ever want to see it.
It summons the ghost to that room.
into the
traps it
circle.
there, I
It
think,
traps
for
it
10
in the
seconds.
something like that. It traps it in the
And then a
circle.
current one starts, which means
that seems perfect.
one of the longer ones.
So I'm just throwing this out here as a follow-up to last week. Joker's fallen off a cliff, even though it didn't even make much money to begin with. And Terrifier 3 is kicking its ass at the box office.
I have never even heard of Terrifier 3.
They were like straight to digital.
They were very indie, low-budget horror movies.
Is that the monster on the left, the
Yes.
clown with the top hat?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
People seem to like it.
Yes, you can.
I mean, that's not scary looking.
Knowing what I know about you, Slender, you would not like these movies.
Eric Myers, yes, you can solo Phasmophobia. I don't know why you would want to.
Yeah, I think
because he doesn't want to talk with other people. He just said that.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I don't
if
want to talk with other people either, but I'm sure
over.
glad they're there when the ghost starts hunting.
You mean when you start sicking it on me and Imp and everybody else?
Hey, I tell it to fight me. I can't help that when I tell it to fight me, it kills you.
Because you run directly to us. That part you can help.
Yeah, so the Terrifier movies are kind of like brutal slasher.
Oh, or they're that
movies.
slaughterhouse gore fest shit that I hate.
Yeah.
Hostile.
Yeah, I can't stand that. That's why I didn't like the new when they did like the remake of Evil Dead. Like the first Evil Dead was not that gory.
So look at this. Yeah.
The new one? Oh boy.
Oh, I actually like the new one. The first Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2. Well, Evil Dead was restricted because they only had like 10 grand when they were making it. It was like ridiculously low budget. Evil Dead 2 was gory, and then they went.
It wasn't that gory though.
They had tree casual Brahmaning, which was.
That's not gory.
I
mean, I don't know how you casual Brahma, but
if you're getting Brahma'd.
If you're being murdered as it's happening too. But what I was going to say is what's interesting is Wild Robot is actually in second place and Joker has fallen all the way to third in its second weekend.
Well,
it is.
Good.
It is,
you make a shit product, you deserve it.
Yeah, exactly. And then we've got people like this week has been some of the people trying to go after like the nerdrotics and critical drinkers of the world. Like, should we do videos about why movies led by straight white men don't make money now? And I was like, I don't think you want to have this fight because the first Joker movie made over $1 billion when it was all about the straight white man. And the movie where they made it a musical with Lady Gaga as basically the co-lead / main lead per marketing.
The girl boss who's basically driving the man.
Is where the movie's finances fell off the cliff. So again, saying that I do not think this argument means what you think it means.
None of the arguments mean what they think it means.
And who said that?
There's been a couple like of the YouTube channels that are my channels under attack. You know, the ones that attack Nerdrotic every week.
Oh, the ones whose only justification for their own existence is trying to bait bigger, more successful YouTubers into arguing with them or making response videos.
Yeah, exactly.
That's fucking pathetic.
Oh, yeah. And actually, next week we get a Venom comparison. I think Venom will do solid.
Yeah, I think so too.
I mean, the Venom movies, as stupid as they are just standalone popcorn.
They're not great. Movies. But they were both good.
Yeah.
And people like Tom Hardy.
Oh, yeah.
He's actually got
like
some
charisma. My daughters loved those movies. And they were like, I mean, they're not great, but they're fun.
They're forgettable, but they're good when, like, if you're a teenager, especially, and one of your social outing type things to do with friends is to go to the movies because you want to do something on the weekend out of the house. If you're in middle school, especially, a Venom movie's perfect. It's PG-13. You go with your friends. It's an enjoyable time while you watch it. And then does it stick with you? Is it like Winter Soldier? No, but it's going to be fine. Yeah,
It'll be
40
okay.
40X is an interesting experience. They don't do as much of that. I think Regal is the chain that really invested in that. That's where they actually have like they pump in like scents and effects like wind effects and vibrating seats and all that kind of stuff to give you more of an immersive experience with the movie.
Now, so is this the fourth Venom movie?
Third.
Third?
If you don't count Spider-Man 3.
Okay.
there's Matt.
Well, I don't count Spider-Man 3. There was Venom. Then there was the second one, the one with Carnage.
Yeah, the second one was the Woody Harrelson one.
Okay, yeah, that one was it wasn't as good.
Not as good.
Yeah.
I thought it'd be really good because Woody Harrelson's really good at playing crazy, but I don't know. I don't think the writers gave him much to work with.
And Matt has joined the show. Is the internet break timed out?
No,
on the internet.
It's like hold on. No, it's like Jude, where they have to have people come in and turn on their lights and shit.
Okay. Oh, you mean when someone's on the Sabbath?
Sabbath?
Yep, that's the one.
Jude.
I would like YouTube to know that
Shabbos?
that comment does
Are we
not
talking about
represent
Shabbos right now?
does not represent our channel if and when we ever get to 500 subs and can apply for monetization.
We even if we have 5,000 subs, we will never be
not get
monetized with the
monetized.
conversations we have.
I don't know. I feel like we might be in the Bespin zone where we just fly under the radar and can just get monetized, and hopefully the Empire doesn't notice us.
Yeah, we just got to remember once we clear 1,000 subs, we've got to start deleting some of the older videos.
No, you just gotta, once the rebels get there, you've gotta already have made a deal to turn in Mad to Darth Vader.
Ooh, or at least sneak behind the trash when they dump it into space.
Yeah, hide on the back of
from the
an
bridge
asteroid.
and float away with the space trash.
Yeah, I know that reference.
Uh-huh.
I get that, Matt. It's like Steve Rogers in the Avengers. I get that one. I get that one.
I was the one that oh.
He's already upset he's here.
I'm only here because I'm gonna try out the Undisputed since it's updated.
So you're here so that you can play video games in the background.
Yep. I'm gonna Slender it up tonight.
It's not much different than Slender, the co-host. Yeah.
Matt is like, this is my loophole. I had tried to turn it on because I said I needed to go on the show with my bros, and then I'm just gonna play the game. Oh, that is brilliant, sir! Brilliant.
You guys are ridiculous.
You're just coming to that conclusion, Slender?
Ascendant Art's not big like Comics Division, but cooler than Culture Strips.
You know, Culture's bigger than Comics Division, right?
Yeah, I will take
By
that.
about
I will
15,
take that
20,000.
compliment. As a matter of fact, let me just screen cap that for when we do have to quote people on how great our channel is. That is definitely one of the ones that's going to get added to a highlight reel of some kind.
And I'm on all three shows.
Yeah. Eric over here. As much as I'm opposed to Elon's robot reveal, I'm excited that SpaceX is solving our trash problems by starting reusable rockets. Yeah, the reusable rocket's cool. The fact that his robots look like they're straight out of iRobot is a little disturbing.
Wii robot.
Yeah, you didn't see his new Tesla robot?
No, I've been off the internet.
He named it Wii Robot instead of iRobot. He's leaning hard into that robots are going to kill us all.
And it's also the first model is the Optimus.
Yeah.
Well, I think the whole idea is Elon is trying to build a robot army to fight against the AI robot army when it finally does start its uprising.
You mean all the Democrat bots?
I mean, it does seem like there are a lot of NPCs wandering around among us as of late.
They all have that Appalachia and they don't have voices in their head.
I'm trying to find a good video that would happen.
A good video of the robot?
Yeah, because there's
Or just in general. Because I
the one
can
that
think
I'm
of one good
finding a
video.
lot is a bartender wearing a cowboy hat, which is kind of weird.
Yeah, but you don't have to leave it.
Is it at a saloon?
Yeah, that they had robot bartenders at the.
Okay, how is that
unveiling event.
weird?
The look is weird. Here you go. Look at these.
Are
things.
they at a saloon?
They were at this
they're
event.
a black tie event.
Well,
This
I don't
is-
care for the way they're
all
walking.
of the Tesla stuff.
That's how you walk up to an animal that you don't want to run away. So you
They walk
really
like-
slow, and then you're going to
Fun.
charge at the last second.
Fun fact: the designers watched video of Joe Biden to come up with this cadence.
Dude, those
get him
things
anywhere
get within
near
10
stairs.
feet of you, and they break into a full-on 30-mile-an-hour sprint.
Soul Assassin. The after
Oh,
Diddy
wow.
party walk.
Oh, that is bad. But I'm serious. Like, if you're trying to get people to buy into robot attendants, don't make them designed to look like they came out of the movie from the mid-O's that was showed robots murdering humans and trying to take over the world.
Dude, make
hang
funny
on now,
like
that's-
Daft
well,
Punk
you
shit
can't make 'em
appear on
hot
their
chicks.
faces.
Yeah, that'll just make it even creepier when they do decide to start getting murderous. Slender is gonna have like that digital smiley face going.
Right?
Well,
Yeah.
you know, digital
Ha, ha,
frown
ha.
once they start murdering.
You're murdered. Ha ha ha. Or whatever they speak like.
I think they would announce it in binary.
Yes.
0011010. I just wanted to show off that I knew what binary was.
You're better
Boom,
off than
bitches.
most Democrats.
Who's the dumb end now? Where's that from? Wait. Who's the dumb end now? Oh, that's fucking Major Payne.
I love Major Payne. It's a great movie.
It's one of the best.
So they also unveiled at the same time their robot taxi,
Yep.
which is this thing you can just call it to your house, get in it,
course.
and there's no driver. It's autonomous. You can do your stuff. It's and gull-wing doors, of course.
Isn't that exactly what happened to Will Smith in the movie I, Robot when his vehicle crashed?
Yeah.
Oh, no,
I
it happened
think-
in Upgrade for sure. Did you ever see Upgrade? That was a good movie.
But I thought at this point, even in your own Tesla, you weren't allowed to put it into auto drive without having.
Well, this is the future, Brahma.
Well,
So, I think-
he gets into one of the cars last night and drives away in it with no
the
driver.
issue with the autonomous driving isn't that the Teslas can't do it. It's that the regulatory environment in each
you.
state is bless you.
Bless you.
That was
did
a
that-
very effeminate sneeze.
Yes.
Oh, did that get picked up?
Very
Yes.
Japanese woman.
I wanted to be like, are we doing Shogun? Are you going to be a geisha?
You're a
He's
gay
gonna be
son.
a gay something.
Excuse me, Chada-san.
But yeah, so the issue for Elon is that they just haven't got approval to actually run autonomous cars. So there's a couple cities that were doing pilot programs. There's some places like I think in California where they
Yeah,
were
so
letting
far,
them
so
run.
good.
I think
So
San
the
Francisco.
decapitations driving into semis aren't a problem anymore.
I mean, I think they worked that out in Gen 2.
I think they
Maybe.
did. No,
So-
we're good. It's only 1 out of 100,000.
That was sort of an alpha problem. We're way into beta. So, so Josh, I'll admit those Xbox are cool. They interact and do stuff with people. You want to know if Elon wanted to? Elon really wanted the Xbox to sell a bazillion units, he would make them female and
Sex dolls too.
soft. So,
They're
and
already
then
making those anyway.
yeah, but he would have the Tesla branding, so it would be better. Hey, this one goes plaid, so we're good.
Hey, no new
Cybertruck
commercial here.
police cars. That seems like a bad idea.
Yeah, there's one, I think, and it's not actually used for anything except for like a mascot type role.
Hey, no new shorts. All right.
Is that a cyber train? What is
All
that?
right, here you go, Matt.
That's the party bus. The cyber
Here's
party
your
bus.
here's your party robot serving drinks, and then playing rock paper scissors.
Hmm.
I feel
See,
like
I'm-
it can cheat on rock paper scissors.
And I am not a fan of this. A robot pouring my drinks. I think I already get shorted by most bartenders, but I know I'm never going to get an overpour from a robot.
But you'll also never get shorted by a robot.
The only good thing is you don't have to tip them.
I get creeped out having. Yeah, there's more of those robot taxis doing demonstration runs for people. Although the autonomous car that drives for you so you can just chill would definitely make road trips a lot easier and me not have to worry about trying to take flights sometimes. Because if I could just let it drive overnight and then have my car with me, it'd be great.
Yeah, and it can't be as scary as my wife driving. Even in a long road trip, if I do let her drive, I can't go to sleep because I'm scared to death.
Ooh.
Which all right, which is scarier? Like autonomous vehicle being driven by like a beta tested software or your wife driving at night?
My
I like
wife
what they did
driving
with the
at any
Philly shell.
point.
What are you talking about? Are
I
you
like what they
playing
did
more of
with
the
the
game?
Philly shell.
With Billy
Philly
what?
shell. It's the defensive posture in boxing.
Oh,
Trying to see if they were doing some test footage of like this thing in a home that was kind of creepy, where Elon was trying to sell like this thing is going to be able to, babysit and teach your kids. It's gonna. I was like,
Nope.
no, nope.
well, he's integrating all of Tesla's AI into it, along with releasing the new Tesla phone, which is also going to have the AI built into it.
The Grok stuff.
Yeah.
Did you know Elon actually has a share of he started a school system for SpaceX employees. They spun off and they're their own business, but I wouldn't be surprised if he's a part of it. What is it? It was like
Space school.
It was called Astronova at SpaceX, but the people he had do it spun it off and it's called Synthesis, which is it's like friggin' Ender's Game. They teach kids through like games systems. It's all about cooperate. I was like, I've seen this before. Are we trying to kill alien bugs?
Great, right until Ender commits a genocide.
I mean, he was committing a genocide to defend the planet.
He didn't even know he was committing a genocide. He was just planning on doing it. Then he found out he did.
I mean, so he won.
He did win.
I mean, they did attack first.
He brought the species back, so it's fine.
But they did attack first.
They didn't understand.
That's not our fault. They attacked first. We're going to get into the philosophy of Ender's Game. They attacked Earth first.
Say what you want about the tenets of National Socialism. At least that's an ethos. Nihilism, man.
My position on Ender's Game is those aliens attacked first. It's like World War II. People like whine about us dropping A-bombs, but we were ending the war they started.
Yeah, I had no problem with it.
Yeah, so that's my position on Ender's Game. He got whiny.
Used to be we were allowed to win wars. That doesn't happen anymore, apparently.
I mean, the moral ambiguity of Ender's Game is that they used him without him knowing it, and then let him take all the blame for the genocide happening.
I mean, that just means that he wrote an accurate assessment of how government does things. I mean, Eric
That's
over
not
here,
about right.
Based on the weed and uneducated drivers, Haitians. I'll take my chances with autonomous. Yeah, that's a good point. this is gonna get me on the FDR truther train. No, so this is why I can accurately debunk that FDR truther where he knew about Pearl Harbor and let it happen. And that is that FDR was an old-time Navy secretary. And at the time, all the traditional naval people were 100% of the opinion that the thing that wins naval wars are destroyers and battleships. Right? That's where all the power, the naval power lies. They had all the destroyers and battleships moored at Pearl Harbor, and the things that got taken out for fleet operations were the carriers, because no one knew carriers were. That was a wild, experimental white paper like thing about how carrier groups were going to be the new force power of the Navy. So if FDR actually knew that Pearl Harbor was coming, he would have flipped it. He would have made sure he had his battleships out and let the carriers get taken out, because he would have valued battleships surviving way more than carrier groups.
I've always said that.
Oh, you agree as well?
Yeah, he was an old-time Navy secretary. So when it comes to paperwork and typing, that motherfucker knew it.
Oh boy.
Thanks, Mad.
You want your coffee with 2 sugars? He got you.
Oh boy.
Speaking of that, Eric, you got to watch out sometimes, with the weed. Now that there's edibles everywhere, kids could be eating stuff they don't even know they're getting high. There's a lot of legalizing weed is a bad idea. I've changed my opinion on it. Medicinal use, 100%. General recreational legalization, not so much.
Yeah, I'm not for it in any sense. It should be outlawed.
Horrible.
Yeah. I mean, I used to be of the opinion that it was like, hey, legalize all the things. If these assholes want to get themselves killed, let them. But
then
yeah, I agree. It is ghettoized the shit out of the places that it has been legalized in.
And it does cost you, because they get into wrecks and your insurance goes up.
They get into wrecks. They put strain on the existing medical services. Like, everything feels the weight of that addition. Like, a lot.
It's way it is orders of magnitude worse than legalized like alcoholic beverages. And I think part of that's also because we've got 100 years now of people trying to force moderation in the consumption of alcohol in social settings. I mean, even longer than that if you go to like when it first started, like before the Prohibition amendments even passed. We don't like nowadays. If you say anything about people like, hey, maybe you shouldn't be using, weed or, cannabis or THC, whatever, the edibles. If you bring up like maybe people should roll that back, you get looked at like you're like the worst for, like the general idea is you get ostracized for bringing up.
Dare you?
That, yeah. How dare you try to go against legalization?
And now we've got shrooms too.
Let's see, Josh. I was against legalizing weed and other drugs, and it appears I'm right. Exception being medicinal. Yeah, it turns out that usually the middle ground tends to usually be the best way for a lot of those things. Medicinal makes a lot of sense. There's a lot of people where managing chronic issues,
seizures,
having that kind of stuff available, because it's it's boredom. She derailed me.
Brahma started it.
When I started, I brought up something legitimate: seizures.
This is an interesting. We should have focused on legalized escorts, not weed. We're spurring a whole. I'm really glad that Bad Take Bojan's not jumping in this conversation, because who knows where that would go. We learned so much the last few weeks.
Chat, saw it and was like, "Nope."
I'm gonna say the last few weeks we've gotten a lot of interesting takes from her, so it's good that we're not there. All right,
lesbian
now
kindergartner. There she is.
On a more fun note, it was interesting because we had Script Doctor on hanging out with us last week, and we actually
Didn't care for it.
You didn't care for it?
That's why
For
you
Script
left.
Doctor? Jeez, dude.
I'm kidding.
Mad being country.
Matt just coming in
didn't have
hot.
anything to
He's been off
say.
the internet too long. All this pent up aggression is just coming out.
It's been 24 hours. I got to make my.
It's been longer than 24 hours, fucker.
Whoa! Apparently, internet detox is like need a methadone hit to kind of ease the transition.
You lie. I've been on methadone before. No biggie.
Get this man some Narcan.
Soul Assassin, yeah. So Henry Cavill was officially announced as being cast in the live-action Voltron movie that's going to be shooting. Actually, starting allegedly in the next month or two down in Australia.
I mean, he's got time since it doesn't look like Amazon's going to do anything with Warhammer.
Yeah, I think
find myself liking a Voltron live-action movie.
Yeah, I'm dead set against it.
I'm for it if it is old school Power Rangers. I'm talking season 1.
Okay, number one, you're getting muted for comparing Voltron to Power Rangers. How dare you? I need
I'll
to
be
get
honest,
that.
I've never seen Voltron.
I need
Isn't
to
it
get
just
that
Power
Greta
Rangers,
cut.
but for Generation X?
10 years
Voltron
older
was a
than
little
Power
before
Rangers.
your time.
Mad
So
is
he
in
got muted,
timeout.
then kicked.
You can
Chance
come
Tell me
back
where
now.
I'm wrong. Tell me where I'm wrong.
It predates it by
The entire
20 years.
sentence.
Is that not what I said?
It is.
No, it's not at all like a Sentai series. It's a super
That's
robot.
what the fuck? I didn't say
He
that.
said, "Isn't it the same thing just for Generation Z or Generation X?"
Yes.
No, it's not.
It kind of was.
No,
Yeah,
I mean, it
I'm-
feels
no,
a
it's
lot like
not.
it is.
I'm going
Are
to
there-
side with Matt on this one. It
Thank you.
basically
A whole bunch
was.
of individuals come into one big thing,
Right?
And fight evil.
Number one, they didn't morph into a Sentai trooper that fought on the ground.
Okay, they
Morphed into a mech.
that fought in the air?
Combining mecha were around
Yeah.
even before Voltron. If
Yeah.
anything, that whole concept that they used in Power Rangers with their Megazord came from stuff like Voltron.
Get a Robo.
Get a
That's
Robo,
all,
Mazinger
that's all
Z.
Mad said, though.
That's all I
Yeah,
said.
No.
Yeah.
These are not.
And
like-
America's not going to do it until something is popular.
Right?
And Voltron was popular, so America
we had Power
jumped
Rangers.
on Power Rangers.
Voltron was not actually popular in Japan.
Voltron was way more popular.
I
in the
didn't
US
say it was
here.
popular in Japan, you dumb fuck. I said America.
What? Yeah, man. Fucking me and Slender fucking back to back taking them on. Let's do this.
The way you phrased it, there was a comma in there in the wrong
There's
fucking
a comma.
place.
You can't see commas, dum dum.
I heard a semicolon.
We're doing a fucking Supreme Court decision. There's an Oxford comma.
This ain't the
I'm pretty
Second
sure you
Amendment,
used the wrong
goddammit,
your,
it's
too.
infallible.
You
In
are.
saying Voltron was popular in America, yes, it was. They actually made the second season solely for us. In Japan, it only got one season. It was not
So,
a popular show.
What
in
was
Japan.
interesting is Voltron was supposed to be three. All right, so much like Robotech, where they took 3 series and mashed them together, where it was Macross, Mospita, and what was the third one? Em?
Space Cavalry Southern
And
Cross.
Space Cavalry Southern Cross.
What are you sighing for? Coming from the guy who listens to shit like from a guy named Lil Pump.
Who? What?
I don't see how that's relevant to the current case.
Nor do I even know who Lil Pump is.
I don't know. I'm just making up some random ridiculous. ghetto
Making
shit.
up some random name.
I guarantee you there is actually a rapper named Little Pump.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. But he
All right,
ain't from that third coast.
But Voltron
Spent
was
some
also
time with Diddy though.
Voltron was another show where they had bought the rights to 3 different anime series and were going to mash them up to make a syndicated show, and then also bought the toy rights. So,
Right. And that was all
Lion-
before what?
what are you talking about?
That all happened before what?
The Sentai shows were on.
You are
in
correct
Japan,
in the fact that Voltron is before Power Rangers, but it was
It
not
was
at the same level.
Generation X.
but it
it
was
was
no
Power
because
Rangers.
the
I don't
Sentai
think
shows
so.
were happening at the same time.
No,
in Japan.
no, we
All right,
Yeah,
all right.
here.
Pause. I'm going to
We're not
tell you
talking about
exactly what
Japan.
happened. A guy walked into a pitch meeting and said, Voltron, but live action. What do you think that pitch meeting was about?
The
Power
Sentai
Rangers.
shows, no, the Sentai shows were different. It was Haim, Saban, and I like Eric, attitude Eric,
Okay, Chad,
disagreements.
now you're
about
going to make me
Voltron.
start siding with Mad. You're picking apart the argument in the wrong way.
Yes.
He's not comparing an anime
We're
show.
talking specifically about America.
No, not
America.
even that. I wasn't even going there. We're not discussing the difference between an anime and a Sentai. That's not the conversation.
Okay.
Even Shredda's yelling from the background. I don't know about what.
She's just yelling.
Shredda's like, Lil Pump is awesome.
I understand where
Florida,
Matt's
by the
coming from.
way.
I just don't agree. While Voltron was popular, yes, it was not at the same level of popularity that Power Rangers had.
No one ever said that it was. All I said
no one ever
was
said that.
Matt said
I'm
he'd
just
never
saying-
seen Voltron. Wasn't it just Generation X's?
No,
Power
and we're
Rangers.
saying it wasn't.
No, it was a
Oh,
mecha,
okay. I
it
just
was
got
a
the
mecha
text.
robot. show.
It all happened before 9/11. I don't know what question you asked, but I heard after what, and I yelled 9/11.
Okay, so this is a mecha robot show. It's totally different than
Totally
the Sentai
different.
show.
Totally
It is.
different, right? So this
It
one,
is.
when all the parts combine to make one big thing, is animated. Whereas in the thing that I was talking about, it was live action.
And
It's
You,
the same
you know the
That's
only
why I got
difference,
kicked out.
Aside from the fact that one was animated and one was live action, the only difference between Voltron and Power Rangers is that the Power Rangers knew martial arts and the Voltron Force knew fuck all.
The
Damn.
Voltron Force were pilots piloting robot lions.
I've met plenty of pilots. They know fuck all.
yeah, he's kind of got a point. I've
Who
met
would
a
have
few
thought
too.
this
Yeah,
would have broken out before we even read the first line of the article?
I mean, 'cause I've met a few pilots too, and they've said some things where I'm looking at them like, and you know how to do what? And you're good at it? How? How? You can't even tie your own goddamn shoes.
Y'all Gen X are overrated as hell. Always saying y'all are the best.
There's only
We
two of us
are.
that are Gen X.
Wait, who's Gen X?
Nobody here is actually. Only Imp would be Gen X.
I subscribe to Gen X. Don't you,
You
dare
can-
try to call me a
I
millennial.
understand you self-identify as Gen X, but you don't
for fuck's
qualify
sake.
under the.
As being someone
I'm-
of that generation,
We're putting
I'm
him in
making
timeout.
Slender honorary Gen X.
I am trans Gen Z.
Centennials. All right, for extra credit to the chat, for the opening voiceover for the start of the Voltron cartoon, does anybody remember who the
Yeah, it was
voice actor was?
Zoltan. Zoltan.
Lil Pump.
Ay. Right?
No, that would
The
be
robot?
Power Rangers.
Oh
It wasn't Lil Pump.
No.
Okay.
man, I'm gonna be embarrassed if I have a Lil Pump song on my. Let me look real quick.
Matt's like, fuck, I do.
I've got
No.
3 albums.
You know, you remember the
Same guy
beginning of
who
the
did
Voltron?
Optimus?
The beginning of the Voltron cartoon? Yeah, it was Peter Cullen, where it was like in a time
Oh,
long
no.
ago. Yeah. So they wanted to get someone they'd brought it over who would have that gravitas voice, and so they got Peter
In a
Cullen.
time.
He has a song called Gucci Gang. I'm gonna have to listen to that one.
So,
We-
come on. Correction, the stunt team knew martial arts. The main cast probably didn't. I was talking about the characters.
Wait,
Okay.
Tommy
Actors
knew.
No,
played them.
the Green Ranger dude definitely.
Yeah,
knew
Tommy.
it. And
Yeah, he
the
did.
Red Ranger guy definitely did before he got arrested.
Oh boy, yeah, they all kind of.
It was,
Anyway,
it was bad. Whatever happened. All right, the Pink Ranger girl, she got her. She
Kimberly something.
Amy Jo Johnson.
Amy.
Kimberly.
That's her.
Yeah,
Kim-
Kimberly.
She did a thing where she decided she wanted to be a singer songwriter, and she was promoting like her own music, and she was like, if I get enough likes, I'll sing it in the Pink Ranger costume. It was
Soul
the
Assassin
first
may
time
be
she
the only
did
one that knows this, but wasn't she in that movie about the bees that would take over people?
it. I know she was in Felicity. And what bees that would take over people?
I think we watched it on Street Smarts and we
A
accidentally
movie
had
Matt
boobs
has
on it.
watched.
Oh, is that what killed your channel?
No. It was fucking
Soul says yes, she was.
that dude from WB fucking bend over.
I mean, the dude from WB kind of is a lot of people.
That's why I said
The
his
guy
name
who
as
had
soon
the other
as
show
as
is
soon as
Street
I said
Smarts.
the guy from WB, I said Ben Dover.
Because that's his name.
His name is Bendover.
Ben
Ben
Dover.
Dover.
This is a real person that will come after you for copyright
If you
claims.
used the name Street Smarts when he had a
Yep.
show called Street Smarts, you get.
Apparently,
cease and
Eric says
desist.
she was also in Covert Affairs with, I think that was Piper Paraboo on USA Network.
Yeah, it came
Josh
on right
Hammond
after.
is commenting about what you had on your channel.
Boobs.
Yeah, it came on right after Pacific Blue. Isn't that the one with the bicycles?
I have no idea.
Bicycle.
You're losing me here.
Hey, 70s,
On
how's your
the
back?
USA
Doing good?
Network.
It's pretty rough, but got an MRI today, so we'll see what comes out of that. But
You managed to get one that quick in Canada?
it's how much you complain that counts.
I was gonna say he managed to get one that quick in Canada because this is the second time, and
Yeah.
they already know about it, and they're
Yeah,
like,
it was
"Ooh,
still
maybe we
under
fucked up
warranty.
that
I
first
was, I
time."
was really upset, so they gave me one. They gave me an appointment for one.
Did you throw in? I also have a moderate YouTube presence.
I did. I said I have a more. I
He
could.
was, he
I
was
could
like,
make
"Listen,
or,
motherfuckers,
I
I had
could
work
make or
done
break
last
you
year.
online.
This shit's still under warranty, so you better fix it."
I'm
But the good-
TikTok famous, bitch.
The good
I'm
news is I've
surprised,
got lots of great prescription drugs, so I feel all right.
What
I'm
you got?
surprised
What do you got?
Canada
Any
didn't also
uppers?
give you a pamphlet for self-deletion as part of it. Look, do you want the MRI or would you prefer to just, be
And
done?
we could fix you,
We have
or
these little pills.
I've got
Wait, did you get
They're
uppers?
painless.
Oh, I've got uppers, downers, sideways ones.
Fuck.
I've got
Mad's
everything.
like, can you FedEx some?
No, you don't have to. All you do is you put it in with a birthday card, a thick birthday card, and then you can smell it without a return address. Boom, you do it.
So I've
Sadly,
got-
your birthday was last month.
I got lots of things that end in INE to take.
It's funny when the post
Nexoproxidine, that kind of thing,
when the postman's gonna be like, man, whoever lives here seems to get a lot of birthday cards, like
That's right.
all the time.
It's my
I can
birthday
pretend it's a
year.
voter registration form. No one's going to
Oh,
mess
there you
with
go.
those. No one's going to mess with those.
I mean, Matt is defending the homestead. He should get more quality.
true.
He's keeping his apartment complex safe.
Fuck yeah, I am, bro. I kill like 2-3 of them a day. I found where they're at. They're all in this one bush, and there's like hundreds of them.
You're talking about immigrants? Is that what you're talking about?
I
No.
mean, in some ways, yes.
Invaders.
okay,
Insect
70s wins
invaders.
the internet for the day. It's over.
Oh,
Hey, I'm not the one that's doing something to them. It's Matt.
I uploaded the video if you want to see me in action.
are you okay with
Oh.
us sharing that?
Yeah, fine.
It should be R-rated. I mean, it's a
Yeah, I was gonna
horrific.
say, is this
No animals
appropriate
were
for YouTube?
harmed in the filming of this video.
Sure.
Sure.
Let me get the.
Just make sure you get it to the giggle.
It was not a giggle, fucker.
It was a schoolgirl giggle.
Because when I
Giddy
saw
as a
that where
schoolgirl.
it landed,
It was just slightly less excited than when you see an LP.
Why doesn't? All right.
wait,
Dang it.
was that really his name? Was that really his name?
Henry Cavill?
Oh no, sorry. The guy's name is Michael Bentcover. Bentcover.
Oh, is he? Does he know?
That's worse.
He knows Phil McCavity, doesn't he?
All right. Let's see. I don't think I have anything that will.
No, there's nothing we say in our DMs that can't be shown on screen.
Yeah. So get it up real quick. All right. There we go.
Take note of that license plate.
Yeah, you
On my
need to
car,
blur
give a
that.
fuck.
Phone the police now.
This is Mad. Getting ready.
And
Point
that's
blank.
a caterpillar.
So just so you can see, there's the caterpillar gone.
Oh my gosh.
There's
that-
parts of it in different places.
I'm getting the animal welfare people on the phone right now.
You're a sick human being. Something wrong with you.
Wait for it. Did we hear the
goes
giggle?
all the way to the zoom in.
There it is.
You know what? Have you put that up as a short on YouTube, Mad?
Yeah.
Because
We'll get
it must
your
have at
channel
least
taken down.
that must have at least 1 million views by now. Then people love that stuff. That's what
That
gets the
fucker's
views.
poisonous, man.
Yeah. What did I say to you after you posted that?
Something about the river to the.
No, that was you. All I said was he was just a kid, Mad. He was a kid, Mad. He never even got to make a cocoon.
Never even got a chance.
That's when I told Brahma to stop calling veterans baby killers.
So it's just then that Mad turned around and there was a 40-foot tall caterpillar with a very big gun.
Hey, fuck you,
standing right
dude.
behind
If I have
him.
a fucking nightmare tonight, I'm coming after you.
That was my kid. Hey, I just watched Deadpool and Wolverine. Finally got around to seeing it. Henry Cavill's in it, you know.
He
It's
is
pretty good.
Wait,
The
what
What's
is
your
Wolverine.
opinion?
Henry Cavill, he's in Deadpool and Wolverine.
Oh,
I never knew
yeah.
it. Well, apart from the fact everybody said that.
Mad.
Yeah, apart from-
The copy is
Apart from
fully
being on
pristine
20
now. By
shows
the
that
way,
said it.
He was good.
Oh, I already bought it
I
because I
thought Blade.
figured you wouldn't do it in 4K.
See,
I'm not doing it in
Wesley's-
4K. Do you,
See?
the storage capacity issues, Mad. You know what? For your birthday, have Shredda send me like 25 terabyte drives, and I'll start putting stuff in 4K.
Wait,
Hey,
25
Matt,
individual terabyte drives?
No, 25 terabyte, as in 25.
I'll go one better. I'll go
size
one better.
25
Matt,
terabytes.
challenge for you. You get us monetized, and we will upgrade that Plex server.
Okay.
Can you do?
I
an
don't know if
upgrade
that
on
was
those?
I'm going to take that challenge or okay or.
No, that was defeated. That was
I mean, once I
defeat.
come back on the internet, I will.
Yeah,
With his new
what that
channel.
was. I don't want to tell them they have no talent, but there's no way they're getting monetized.
No, because I don't want to have to be here every week.
Is Mad? Mad? Are
Wow.
you launching a new channel?
Yeah.
Another-
Next month.
Another new channel?
No, next
Yeah.
month now.
Next
not
month
next
now.
week.
Wait.
Fucking SpaceX is going to be to Mars before he actually launches this new channel.
Mad, you should just launch the channel with the short of you killing the caterpillar.
That's right.
That
Call
would
it
be
righteous
perfect,
kills.
That
Righteous
would be-
kills.
It is going
Oh,
to be
wait.
Mad versus World, right?
Mad versus the insect world.
I'll be
Destroy all
launching it
insects.
in 1 week. No, wait, that's not right. In 10 days.
Mad's new channel is kind of what we would call a blue sky initiative. At some point, it could happen.
My
Maybe.
company just always says it's coming in the fourth quarter.
Which year? That's the
Exactly.
mystery.
Well, you know, life is a.
Mystery.
Did you see the from Soul
Life
Assassin?
is a highway.
Life is a madstery?
Yes. Because
You
it
should
is.
do
Mad-
it.
The
You
Mad
need to
Story
do
of
the
Rock.
song. That should be your new channel's theme song. Redo it as, yeah,
The Majesty of Rock.
like a mad.
Like Imagine.
I imagine.
All right,
Watched,
so
channel watched for the very
Imagine
first
there's
time.
no channel. It's
So-
easy if you try.
I love how it can be used in so many different things. You two are in completely different songs.
yeah.
No, two of us were on the same song. One was way not.
Mad about the boy.
Back to the topic at hand. Do you think this is actually going to end up better or worse for Cavil than getting Warhammer, since that seems to have fallen apart with Amazon?
Whoa, worse, probably.
I
You mean
can't imagine
commercially?
this being good.
Commercially, I think it would has more chance of success than Warhammer did.
It
You
was
think so?
dropped in Deadpool as a reference, so there's that going for it.
I think you sleep on how popular Voltron is.
Well,
Dude,
I mean, by the time it comes out, most of the people that watched it are going to be dead from old age.
It's going to come out like in
Don't you put
18
that evil
months.
on me, Ricky Bobby.
Yeah,
I believe it
he's
was-
trying to tell you you're going to be dead soon. Chad.
I mean, I'm not the one here with the blood pressure issue. I would, if I was.
Nor am I.
No,
My blood pressure is perfect.
Oh, I bet Mads is bad.
No, it's perfect.
Define perfect for
No one's
me.
talking to you, woman.
0/0.
Mad's blood pressure is perfect in the sense that he never checks it.
No. I
So-
get it checked every time I go to the doctor.
It's
I'll bring it up
perfect.
When
right
was the
now.
last time you went to the doctor?
I go every 3 months.
Okay.
Mad flatlined when he saw the wasp go into my neck.
Although I
I-
think
I
since
took
that
on his
incident,
blood
Brahma's
pressure
blood
then.
pressure is the like two mortal men's blood pressure is being carried by Brahma.
Essentially, I took on Mad's blood pressure. Made it easier for him to get his meds.
Eric, Mad's blood pressure is 100 out of 100 is perfect.
That's
I
only
think-
half of mine.
Yeah. Yeah, yours is Brahma actually should probably do something. I don't know what is the root cause, whether it's sleep patterns or drinking or
Sleep.
something. But
What sleep?
that number is kind of scary actually, and you should work on
Yeah,
that.
that number's horrifying.
Not to my family. There's a will and life insurance.
I mean,
They're
I don't
kinda
know if that
thrilled.
I don't know if that makes it better if your like spouse is like, I'm okay with it.
That's what happens when you live in an insurance family.
It's like
Everybody knows how much life insurance there is, and nobody's too upset when somebody goes.
Brahma's family reunion is like fucking from It's a Wonderful Life, where old man Potter's like, "You're worth more dead than alive." It's just like everybody in the house is like says that to each other. It's
Every
like-
time anybody takes a flight, you're supposed to second you hit the ground. Well, land. I guess it would be different if you hit the ground, but
You don't
the
want to hit
second
the
you
ground.
land, you have to text everybody in the family. Just
you didn't
landed.
hit the water. You didn't hit the lottery this time. You're good.
Exactly.
This- that is kind of morbid that like in a situation where your entire family would be like, all right, if the plane crashes, I'd be sad, but I'd be rich, bitch.
I could pay off the house now. He's gone.
I don't, yeah.
Drug test, got it. Oh, 106 over 73, bitches.
That's
That's
pretty
pretty
good.
good.
Is that
Yeah.
Fahrenheit or Celsius?
That might actually be half of Brahma's.
It probably is.
Possibly.
Yeah, like I said, my blood pressure's straight, yo.
I don't know if your blood pressure is gay, but
Bro.
I'm glad to know that.
Yeah,
it's
I don't
straight.
know that we were discussing the sexual orientation of your blood pressure so much.
Oh
as
no,
the-
if it was anything, it would be gay. I'm not arguing
Yeah.
that point.
But
His blood
Brahma,
gets hotter.
His
as
blood
guys get
pressure.
around him.
His
Yeah.
blood pressure plays hot, sweaty volleyball games. with
103.
other-
103. You can check it and see. Get it?
Brahma
Hot-blooded.
foreigner, good foreigner reference.
Well, no, it was a good Tacoma FD reference, but okay.
Brahma's not got. Brahma doesn't do blood pressure. He does bourbon pressure. He's drank so much bourbon.
I know Slender's laughing at all those jokes I just made, but we can't hear him because he's playing his game and he's too far away from his mic.
No, I'm right up on my mic.
Okay, well you could have just lied. That's fine.
I don't know if Slender's going to
I
be trying
gave
to
him a
play his
little.
game right
I gave
now.
him a little smirk, but I don't know that they were that funny.
You might
It
not.
would be the new
If you were
Tacoma.
watching Mad, Slender's computer, had some major startup issues, so he might not be trying to push it with gaming and the show right now. That would be probably a lot for it.
Oh, now that's where you're making incorrect guesses.
Yeah, that's completely incorrect.
Did you actually get the blue screen?
What? No, I did a reboot and it didn't want to start back up. I had to go do some troubleshooting in the BIOS.
His BIOS did not want to.
Real quick,
boot it
Soul
to the
Assassin,
drive.
I get it and I appreciate
flashed
it.
it.
Nobody else is gonna get that, but I get it.
This one, 106 in Park. Wook.
Look,
It's
Okay.
a BET thing.
Oh, 106 in Park was their like TRL show, right?
Yeah, something like that.
It was their afternoon like music video and
Yeah, it
celebrity
came on
guest
right
show.
after Sister. Sister.
with Tia and
Tia and
Tamara
Tamara.
Mowry.
You know, they don't talk. It's so sad.
Because one of them married a conservative Fox News reporter
Oh, I didn't know the reason why.
and has turned full on like Hallmark Channel and all the rest of it, and the other didn't.
And it
So
came on before,
The other
right
is a
after
cat
Smart
lady.
Guy. We're a Smart Guy.
Smart guy. Oh yeah, with the kid with the suspenders,
Mm,
right? And the bow tie, little kid.
no,
Am I
I
thinking
don't
of a
think he
different
had that.
show?
Yeah, you're thinking of Urkel.
No.
I mean, that's who
No.
you just described.
I mean, Urkel's cool.
No, Stefan is cool. Urkel's
Yeah,
cool.
Stefan was cool. Lee. Well, I don't forget what is Bruce Lee.
Bruce Lee's kid? Jason?
No. He had different variations of Urkel. You know, he had
Oh,
Stefan.
Oh no, Stefan Urkel was
Did you just say Jason Lee was Bruce Lee's kid?
Brandon Lee, whatever.
Jason Lee.
Jason
was
Lee?
Jennifer Jason Lee. Jennifer Jason Lee.
You know, he's a Scientologist.
Is he? Doesn't
He named his
surprise me.
kid Pilot Inspector. Of course, it sounds like something a Scientologist would do. Like, why do celebrities give their kids retarded names?
Because celebrities are retarded.
You're
1970s.
being ignorant, Chad. Leave
Yes.
Blanket alone. Blanket's
Oh,
a good
yeah.
kid.
I think the kid that did play Smart Guy was the little brother of
Taj
Sister
Maurer.
Sister.
Yeah. It looks like I looked him up.
I wonder if he's dead.
What the hell?
What?
Jesus.
I haven't heard from him.
That got dark. I haven't heard.
haven't
so
heard from
many
him?
people.
Yeah,
You
You
know,
make
I
it
haven't
sound
heard.
like you heard from him on like a daily basis.
I
I
haven't
did
seen
every day
anything
after
that-
school.
I haven't seen anything that like Monica's been in lately, but I wouldn't be like, I wonder if she's dead.
Yeah,
Well,
but is she?
You're not inquisitive enough.
Now, Brandy, on the other hand, had that new movie that came out that made no money and looked silly, where she was dealing with a racist grandma that wanted to murder her.
Oh, I thought it was about like a child custody thing, and she's like, "The boy is mine."
Did you not see the
Shit, not
preview
in
for
my
that
room.
terrible looking Brandy movie?
No.
No.
It was, let me see, what was it called? The Front Room. Let me find the trailer for it here.
The front room. You mean the floor A? No, that's not it. The 4A?
The foyer.
Yeah, the 4EA.
No R in it.
Foyer.
4EA.
It's not foyer.
Yeah.
It's foyer.
No
It's
wonder
not
they went with
for
front
you.
room. Hey, at least I knew what it was.
You did.
I get some credit for that.
What about the mezzanine? Do you know where that is?
Fuck yeah, bro. It's in the corn.
How about the Narthex?
All right.
The
this
maze, right? The mezzanine?
The
is mezzanine.
The mezzanine isn't in the corn.
I
It
think it's
is
in
the
it.
corn.
I think
Well,
it's the name of an album by somebody.
corn?
Eric's bad mouthing Scientology. Oh no, now you're not getting monetized for sure. That's true.
Did you ask Corn, Mad?
I thought that was...
The name of the album? Or the band that had it?
Yeah, I thought that was the connection he was making.
Corn?
Shoots and ladders, bitches, you know.
All right, look at how terrible this. Let me see.
Shoots and Ladders was a pretty good album.
It wasn't an album.
Je ne regrette.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
Je
That's
ne
not the
regrette
name of the
rien.
album. It was self-titled album.
My dad is dead.
It had daddy on there. It had the F word on there.
She's got daddy issues.
It had a lot on the
Yes, he's
self-titled
dead.
album.
All right, does it look like Brandy's had some? What is it? The Botox. It looks like she's had some fillers or stuff done to her
She's
face.
looking more like a
No,
gray.
it looks like it's been stretched backwards.
Yeah, like a gray. Like
You to
alien.
take your mother into your home.
I'm willing to give you all the money I got. We can pay off the house with that money.
Is that Wanda Sykes?
Telling me to run away.
No, it's his mother. So
Welcome home, Solange. Oh, what's your name?
Yeah, that's the nursery.
Well, it sounds like
It's my
Wanda Sykes.
room now.
It does sound a lot like Wanda Sykes.
How old is? It's not Cloris Leachman. She was already dead.
I have realized I do not know my granddaughter's name.
We're gonna name her Fern.
Another plant you got growing in there? No.
I'm kind of on her side. That's a shit name.
It used to be parents understood names
Fern?
gotta
I
have
don't mind
pep.
Fern.
Your father, what was his name?
I didn't know him really well.
Called that a broken family.
Okay, yeah. What's the problem with this? Why is it playing that music when everything seems reasonable so far? It's a shit name. You did come from a broken family. What's the problem?
Eric
Matt's
over here looks
casually
fine to
racist.
me.
What the hell?
Oh no, she loves Jesus.
She thinks that the Holy Spirit possesses her and gives her power.
Maybe it does.
Linda Hunter.
Maybe it does.
Not like I used to.
You're a racist.
You don't know what real racism is.
True.
You gonna tell me?
Have I offended
Yes.
you? Holy shit.
I'm kind of on Grandma's side.
What's the problem here?
I didn't know I'd be,
what-
Matt would be like, I haven't heard anything that I disagree with yet.
I haven't.
Uh,
Your stepmother is literally evil.
Do you fear the Lord?
No.
Fear me.
She said that you hit her.
Oh no, she hit her.
She wants you to think it was me. She wants to replace me. I am her mother.
Oh, no. Yeah. Hey. Oh, no, yeah.
This is my house. Being cooped up with a newborn and a mother-in-law can drive anyone crazy.
Stacey's even admitting that she's the one that's crazy.
My name is Belinda. Belinda.
That seems very mean.
I didn't hear her axe her name.
wow. This will be the stream that YouTube can go to make sure that we'll never get
What?
monetized.
What did she do that was so wrong? For the first half of the trailer.
For the first half.
I mean,
The
I think
second half got a little bit more iffy. I don't know. I haven't seen the whole thing in context, but
instead just watch Haunted. Was it just watch Haunted House? It has the Wayans brothers fight over. The Wayans brothers comedy movies always make me laugh. It's like a guilty pleasure. I enjoy them all, even the little person one.
that's one of my favorite movies of all time. Lil Man.
Yeah, but there was what's the other, like the Haunted House one?
Yeah,
yeah.
I
Where
loved it because he's like, "I'm out of here, bitch," and puts up this for sale sign. He's gonna leave. Yeah, because that's what that's what you would do.
Yeah, you do not stay. Like
Ooh,
Mad would have
Blank
been
Man
like,
is
"Get me
great.
the gasoline. We're burning this thing down."
Blank Man is underrated.
Do you
Blank Man is so fun.
like when he's like slap me around and call me Susie? He's like, ah.
when he orgasms in his pants.
Yeah,
that's my favorite part.
I mean, because I know we brought it up earlier, but Damon Wayans with Major Pain. It's just
Yes.
I will discipline you. And then it had the hot older sister from Fresh Prince, which was always good. When she actually
Hillary?
Yes.
Yeah, Hillary from First Prince. Yeah.
She actually looked more attractive in Major Pain than she ever did in any of the Fresh Prince like stuff. It was when they actually let her look like a woman instead of like I guess stereotype. But Major Pain, if you have not seen it, is actually pretty funny. And it's a nice family movie. You can watch it with your kids, which is good.
And it is available.
I think you can watch The Front Room with your kids too.
On Stars.
Stars
Is that
used
on
to
the
do some
Plex
good
server
stuff.
yet?
What, Major Pain?
No, The Front Room.
I didn't really look for that one.
I gotta watch that. I gotta finish watching that fucking what it trapped, whatever that thing was.
The one with the M. Night Shyamalan one?
Yeah.
Because you started it and you're going to have to finish it?
Yeah, that's why.
Did you also start the new season of From?
Yes, I did.
You did.
Why are you still watching that show?
Well,
it never
because
does anything.
here's
It
the
never
thing.
pays off.
No, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I watch it and I'm yelling like, fuckers are so dumb. Just tell him. Don't be like, oh, I gotta wait. I don't feel like talking about it right now. But then they hook me in at the end. Every fucking episode, they do something like, all right, well, fuck it. I gotta come back on to see what's up. So that's
bad. You're falling for the
but
bait,
you won't
man.
watch Tulsa King.
Nah, I've seen Tulsa King. There's like so many other things.
But it's in Tulsa.
With Sylvester Stallone being the guy from
He's the king.
Yellowstone, but in Tulsa.
Yeah.
And a mob. It's like, what if we took the ranch owner from Yellowstone character and made him a mob guy and put him in Tulsa? Okay.
And deal in weed.
See, wow. All right, well, I'm gonna stop watching From.
It drives me crazy, but I love it.
They never answer anything on that stupid show.
Well, hold on now. Have you been
What, if
watching
they
this new season?
No, I haven't watched the new season.
You should watch it because they answer everything.
Really? Really?
Yep, but you have to watch all 3 episodes.
They only have 3 episodes. They answer everything.
Pretty much, yeah.
Do they create more new questions by answers they give to the ones that were there before?
Check your gain.
What?
I couldn't hear all that.
Was that not coming through?
No.
Do they end them?
But we can move on though.
So yes. So when they answer one, it creates a dozen new questions that don't get answered. Gotcha.
Yeah, Matt's doing the WEF talking to the reporter from Taiwan. Sorry, I couldn't hear that question. And then
no, you don't need to ask the question again.
No, you don't need to ask it. We can move on. It's fine. Moments passed.
Sly being a mobster is good cast. Yeah, the first time I think I remember Sylvester Stallone playing a mob guy in a major movie was in Oscar, and I thought that was a pretty funny movie.
Yeah, you would.
I would, because it was funny. It was early 90s.
Wow,
what's
man,
his
you got
funniest
really
movie?
Confrontational on that
Could
one.
done something earlier.
Yeah, you
than that.
would.
Well, because everybody knows his funniest movie is "Don't Shoot or My Mom Will." Don't
Stop
or
My Mom Will
Will
Shoot.
Shoot. Yeah.
Which Sylvester Stallone got tricked into making by Arnold Schwarzenegger, which is hilarious.
Because of Kindergarten Cop or something.
No, because Arnold was like Sylvester Stallone and Arnold were always in competitions for scripts, right? And they would be constantly trying to one up each other. They had for who was the bigger star. And Arnold Schwarzenegger pretended that he really wanted to make this movie because he knew how bad it was going to be. And so Sylvester Stallone jumped in there and no, I'm going to do it. And thought he was snaking Arnold. And he's like, yeah, good luck with that one.
But we all know who turned out better. The guy who didn't say, screw your freedom.
I was going to say, only one of them didn't say, screw your freedom.
Well, the reason, Sylvester Stallone takes HGH and not steroids. So that's why he's still a little more capable.
I had to look it up, but he had played a mobster before. It was in the movie called Capone back in 1975. He played Frank Nitti. So
Frank Nitti was the hitman.
Yeah, so Stallone played him in 1975 in a movie.
Yeah.
He's typecast.
Yeah. It's like if you're like, oh yeah, Sylvester Stallone was in some other movies before Rocky 2. And
he was.
We don't talk about those ones because they're
some of them are good. Lords of Flatbush, great movie.
Yeah.
That's like the movies that Frank Stallone was in. We don't discuss those.
Have you ever heard his theme song for Rambo?
Frank Stallone's?
Yeah. He does a song to the score.
Oh, are you talking about the first one from First Blood?
Yeah. Yeah, he sings that theme song to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, oh, he was down on his luck. I don't know how it goes at all, but
no, that wasn't the one from First Blood then.
No, it was. I don't know how it goes.
Like sound or words.
Nope.
Strictly speaking, he played a mobster.
I feel like that broke Chad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking it up.
Strictly speaking, he played a mob guy in Death Race 2000. He was Joe the Machine Gun Viterbo.
He did a song in Rambo 2, Peace in Our Life.
Peace out, man.
From Rambo First Blood Part 2.
And he was in Mandingo. I wonder if he race swapped for that.
By your face, I can see that you were expecting a response.
I was.
I don't want.
This is movie history.
I know. I just appreciate that we keep coming up with more and more references to keep us from ever getting monetized. Like, hey, remember that stream where Mad came in hot talking about, oh, it's like the Jew day, so I have to get someone else to turn my computer on, and then that 70s was talking about Mandingo.
No, we're really just trying to keep Slender from talking about Alyssa Mercante.
Yeah, I definitely think we need to have a few minutes of separation from that movie reference before we talk about her.
Mandingo. Even Alyssa Mercante got wet.
Oh, no.
Oh, that made me so uncomfortable.
Yeah,
I'll see you
why-
guys later.
That's it's really bad.
Oh, no. Oh, that
Oh
was.
dear.
And that was at least Mad did the actual goodbye instead of the Irish goodbye this time. Oh,
He's got to go bug hunting.
At night, yeah, right about now would be around sundown where he's at, so they'd probably start getting more active.
The sun's been down for an hour where he's at.
Oh, okay, yeah, well, he can break out the night vision.
Yeah. He's going to get some of his old toys to go along with his salt gun.
I like the idea that Shredder might be like, home base doing he's radioing back to with recon.
Reconnaissance.
Maybe get a video feed of the night vision as he's going out there.
Do you see anything? If you spot something, let me know where it is.
All right, now that
Caterpillar 3:00.
Now that we've had a little bit of separation, this is the story that we were kind of bringing up, which is Alyssa Mercante stepping in it again. Slender, you want
uninvited. She shoehorns her way in. Yeah.
You want to kind of give the summary on what was going on here?
Yeah, it's a weird one. I don't know why, but for some reason, Alyssa Mercante, and I think it was this other girl too, but like they wanted to go after the guy who was essentially the lead on Ori and the Blind Forest and Ori and the Will of the Wisps, which is a small company, but those games are pretty fun. I've played Ori and the Blind Forest. I never played Will of the Wisp, but my daughters did and they liked it. But like somebody claimed to be involved in like they didn't directly say they were involved, but they heavily implied it by including, I believe, that picture or another one of the Ori pictures in something that they had said. And he reached out to them and was like, I don't know who you are. How are you associated with
She
these
directly
games?
said she'd worked on the game.
Did she? Okay.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember if she had directly said it or she just included the picture.
Well, it was a picture of games that she said she worked on.
Yeah,
and then she did say she worked on the development of the game later.
Then the director said, who the hell are you?
Who the hell are you?
He's like, I don't know who you are. How were you associated with this game? And she said, what did she say? She was part of Microsoft Xbox.
I worked with Xbox user research.
I was
nice to meet you.
User URA for global publishing during 2018 to 2020. Nice to meet you. That's not working on the game.
No.
Yeah, and he basically responded by saying like, well, you said a lot of fucked up shit online, and I don't know if I necessarily want that associated. So let's just make sure everybody knows you're not associated with these games.
Yeah, here's the screen.
You can tell that Slender's playing his game and just talking instead of looking at the screen.
No, I see you going to the screen. I can't read that. It's too fucking small.
So here it says, that could explain it, thumbs up emoji. I didn't want to cause you any trouble. I just saw you posting that you worked on Ori, and I had no idea who you are. Since you're calling people names online, I thought it was important to inform people that you never actually worked for Moon Studios and that you didn't ever directly engage with anyone at Moon. Always be nice to people, Ray, even those you disagree with. Seems like that's about what I would probably say is the most reasonable internet takedown I've ever seen. Like,
it was definitely a soft takedown. Like he held the back of her head so it wouldn't slam on the pavement.
Yeah. He's quite rightly protecting his studio.
Yeah. And what he response is, "You're a dickhead."
That was from and this is where Alyssa Mercante jumps in.
Yeah.
I do like that. He then comes back and goes, "I don't know who you are."
He's a dickhead for telling the truth. I mean, just these people.
There's something.
Yeah,
I don't know who you are, which must burn. That's the worst insult you could say.
Yeah, so then Mercante tries to take him down by sharing, I guess, a Kotaku article or something where people who worked at the studio alleged that he would create an unsafe / hostile work environment here where Mahler
that's because he vetoed some things. Like, dude, come on. Like,
yeah, here you go.
He's in charge. He gets to say no.
Yeah, bear in mind he is the director of the game. Like, that's the guy who's overseeing it. And here's the accusation. Mailer sometimes argued with veterans that he brought in, and he changed his mind about the decisions they made and would overrule them. Again, he's the director. Mailer would also forget about agreements and then argue for the opposite to happen, and that impacted the work of multiple people, multiple developers said. That's such an like there's no meat to that. Like, give me a specific, like, where he came in and said, I want Ori to have this in the character model, and then 2 days later he changed it. What this sounds like.
But here's the thing, right?
He's allowed to do that.
I don't know how many bosses I've worked for that are like, I want this, and then I give them that, and they're like, you know what? I thought I wanted this, but now that I'm seeing it, I don't want this. Can we try something else? Like, that happens all the fucking time.
For all the people working at the studio, it was the worst day of their lives. But for Mahler, it was a Tuesday.
Here you go. This is where he really just destroys her.
This is the main takedown.
Yeah. Hey, Alyssa, you're apparently a journalist from Kotaku, so I'm guessing you haven't actually worked in game development yet. Let me try to explain the thing you posted about, which I'm guessing was from that hit piece from a few years back. Yes, I'm guilty of what's stated in that image, and that's okay because this is the normal creative process. We brought lots of veterans into Moon because generally great people want to get the opportunity to work on great projects, and that's our goal at Moon. We always set out to create the kind of games we'd love to play ourselves that fill some hole in the market because for some reason these holes haven't been filled yet. So we're all incredibly passionate about what we do. By the way, I'm glad we didn't make any jokes there with the references.
I was just waiting for you to stop so that I could say.
Yeah, we were all waiting for you to make a hole so that we could make a joke about filling holes.
With great talent comes a lot of enthusiasm and passion, which absolutely leads to arguments because ultimately everyone is working hard on getting their vision into the game, but also everyone at Moon understands that we're working together as a team. So the point of these arguments is then to try to convince each other why this or that solution would be the best thing for the game we're making, and the best solution ought to win.
And if you're the director, the best solution doesn't mean the most democratic solution. It means the one that works best in your vision for the game.
Yeah, he goes on further. Most of the times, the beauty behind these arguments is that everybody gets a chance to contribute, and more often than not, the actual solution will be the one that ultimately everybody contributed to, because we're dealing with very complex issues all the time, and complex problems often also need complex solutions. It's often a chaotic process, but it is controlled chaos. And yes, absolutely, every now and then I have to put my foot down and set the direction because I'm the game director, and ultimately it's my responsibility to ensure that everyone knows where things are heading and that decisions get made. And yes, it also happened that I agreed to a certain decision, play tested some more, and changed that direction after. Again, To me, this is a normal part of the process. Since things get clearer and clearer, the more stuff gets implemented and the more we play and test. I feel like that would, in gaming, I would imagine it's fairly routine that once you play test certain elements, you might go back and redo them. So
yeah, entire chunks of games have gotten cut. Entire chunks of games have been cut just from play testing.
We've talked about Destiny before. If you can see how from where Destiny was originally sold and pitched to consumers to what the final like launch product was, they gutted a ton of stuff out of that thing. And you can even see like a lot of times that's where people who like scrape the code can start seeing all these references to other things there, because you don't always delete everything when you take stuff out. And you can, they found references to all this other stuff, and they're like, "Oh, this must be coming later." And they're like, "Nope, that was just stuff we took out."
Remnants left in the game.
Yeah, people are
artifacts,
deleted scenes.
Yeah, for example, the first Dark Souls, people have gone and reconstructed like 2/3 or so of the cut content from the game just by doing that, by going through the code and finding, in some cases, the entire bit of content still there. They just didn't implement it.
Yeah, this is a good response. It's probably the correct decision for someone in your position, but man, you were way nicer to her than she deserves. And he responds back, "I don't know her, and I prefer to be nice to strangers. She's working in the industry, so she ought to know how these processes work. And I had a few minutes to spend." Thumbs up emoji. So
I searched her first.
I like how he infantilizes her the whole time. Like, she doesn't know how these things work. I had a few minutes to spare to tell her about the birds and the bees.
I had a little time to educate her. It didn't take much out of my day.
Soul Assassin here. All right, Imp, I'll get around to playing Dark Souls. Stop talking about it.
No, you don't get around to it. You go do it right now.
Yeah. Why are you even watching the show if come on.
You haven't played Dark Souls.
Seriously.
Crazy talk.
Oh, speaking of Chad, I love how you
on sale last week.
Probably. I love how when Jane Theory and our Discord brought up playing Elden Ring, you happened to forget my name.
Oh, wait. Okay, that's enough.
I was gonna say that's not. I'm not even close to incense today.
I mean, I'm sorry. It's
that. Yeah, that was Chad that did that, right?
No, I did that.
That was Slender who made that one.
No, who made the post in the Discord.
Yes.
Yeah.
That didn't mention Imp. Wasn't that Chad?
That was Chad.
Because I'm sorry. I just don't. I've seen Slender and Brahma playing it. So
I talk about just as much about the game as they do.
We can get him incensed. Let's
Notice
go.
me, senpai!
Wow. Now you're going to get the rage directed back to Slender.
No, I'll just get him later when we're playing Phasmo. It's more funny.
I just look, the game that I'm used to that we were talking about that we played, to me, is Civilization. That's the one where we played some of that. And which I won, by the way, I won that game. So just point that out.
We didn't finish that game.
It in.
I was winning. We only had a few turns left.
No, we didn't. We still had half the game
like
left.
7 hours.
Yeah.
All right. Well, when it was cold,
I don't even think we
winning.
hit the halfway point. I think
We had hit. If it was a Major League Baseball game, I win. It would have been called, and we had sufficient number of turns for me to be the victor. We didn't.
You were the
have to
type of
redo
kid,
it.
Chad, weren't you? That when you were losing in something, you deflected to a whole different game, not just changing the rules. You just switched the game.
Why are
No,
you
he
saying
accidentally
this
hit
when
the
I
reset
was
button
winning
on the NES?
How are you?
He always
doing
had like the
this when
cord,
I was the
control,
one
his
winning
buddy's
the game?
controller wrapped around his foot, so all I had to do was just yank his leg back and
No,
pull it out.
I've won and I've lost. I don't mind. I also
you
had an
know what,
older
Chad?
brother who cheated and made sure
You
he
know
won
what?
every.
Talking about practice, not a game. We talking about practice.
I love that Slender remembered we have the branding video tab.
It happens about once every 3 months.
Yeah, something tells me tonight's not going to be a money-making night in Phasmo for some people, but okay.
Yeah, I'm surprised we haven't gotten this one yet.
We're both in America, which used to be a good country, until they started letting people like you do whatever you want.
We may need that one for election night.
Yeah, I gotta go recut it though, so that I get the full. It cuts off a little too early.
Yeah, election night's going to be interesting, but we'll talk about that one on Sunday. We have that one, so.
Well, we can mention that we're doing election night.
That's true. We will be doing an election night live.
Whoa!
I think
Bro,
an
hold on.
erection night would be more fun.
Brahma, if you want to advertise your election stream on Ascendant Art Podcast, we can talk about that. But I mean, I'm not doing it for free.
I'm the producer. I get to say whatever the hell I want.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting that.
You named me that long before you named Imp that.
I have never named him producer, and I never will.
He's producer for Mad.
See, Slender's smart.
That's true. Imp is currently hard at work on Mad's new channel that will launch sometime, somewhere.
He's recutting that shooting the bug short for Mad, adding sound effects and music.
Recutting it to make him look like a psychopath.
He already looks like a psychopath, and you've already got his giggle at the end.
Yeah. People really are lucky I don't know how to use Photoshop or video edit.
Yeah, election stream with me, Chad, Comics, Carrie Smith, not sure who else. Working on it.
I'll probably be there later in the evening.
Yep.
You'll have to stream past the 3 a.m. Secret ballot counting time as well.
Oh, we know.
You can't just stop when they stop counting at 10. You can't just stop. You got to keep.
It's not just an election stream. It's also a 12 to 14 hour stream.
Well, not my election. I'll just go to bed.
We don't take off election day. We take off the day after so that we can survive election day.
Apparently, Eric is also.
That's actually what I did.
Yeah, Eric is suggesting another Carl click. I'm Carl, and this is my stone cold lock of the century of the week.
Oh, speaking of that, the election's over. I don't know if you saw, but Kramer ended up saying, "Oh yeah, it's in the bag for Kamala."
Always been on the inverse Kramer.
How? Isn't he always wrong?
Every time.
That's why there's a whole section of the internet called the inverse Kramer.
Yeah. You just buy stocks in whatever, or buy shorts in whatever he says is going to win, and you make money.
I shit you down. There's someone who's
advisors.
running like a and it's for information purposes, basically a bot, one of those things like fantasy stock trading, where every time Kramer makes a recommendation, they go the opposite, and they have outperformed the market.
Well up. Yeah.
The only thing they haven't outperformed is Pelosi.
Oh yeah, I mean her ability to trade Nvidia stock with prescience is crazy.
She is so good. It's uncanny. Honestly.
He manages to know exactly when to buy and sell these stocks right before important legislative and regulatory news
sanctions on rules.
Yep.
It's so hard to understand, but she's a genius.
Just really lucky, I guess.
She is. All right, 80s or 90s?
80s.
80s, since 70s is here.
I might stand a feeble chance on that one.
All right. Who's
what is
ready?
Is it just music or is it lyrics?
Yeah, when is somebody going to put a stinger together for music trivia?
Isn't that usually at the beginning of the music trivia, though?
Not if Chad doesn't do the music trivia.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess I'll put together a stinger at some point.
Yeah, just do a stinger that's like, oh, trivia.
Starship, like we built the city.
Is that really
all right?
Are you making the notes about the things
rock
he's got to work?
Music.
Yep. I mean, I know that Bad Take Bojan will be super happy. This should be in her wheelhouse.
No, she ran away screaming after we teased her when she first came into the chat.
I think she's still in the chat. She's just probably.
She's still there.
She's like, probably too many men in here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it is funny because Southern Belle. I think Davina was in early, but she got either we haven't done anything that warranted a comment or she's moved on. And I think is culture here? What?
Close enough. Nope, there's bad tick.
Almost ambient time.
We lured her out.
80s rock. I bet there will probably be a Phil Collins / Genesis song. I would take a guess.
I bet a good portion of it doesn't qualify as rock.
Let's see.
Harry Nilsson. Guns N' Roses, Welcome to the Jungle.
Welcome to the Jungle.
That's a tie.
You went song first. I went band first.
That was. I mean, I can understand starting with that one. That's a nice warm up to get you. I like your Soul says Friday night ambient flowing party time.
Hey, I got my prescription candies I've been taking, so I'm good.
Yeah.
Motley Crue.
Motley Crue, but I can't think of the song.
Girls.
Was it? Hey, nice to see you participating.
Yeah. I never said I liked the song. I just happened to know it.
Goils.
Yeah. Chat is also agreeing.
Eric Meyer said girls ×3.
Not wrong.
If you wanted, if you're trying to chat real quick, that makes all right. Let's see. I feel like I want to listen to that one again.
Yeah,
you would.
What is it though?
Is it Robert Plant?
Terrible.
Satara.
It's just a ballad, Imp. Just calm down.
Is it Robert Plant?
Sometimes
I don't think it's Robert Plant.
No, it's
not Satara.
No, it's not Satara.
Eric Carmen.
It is not Peter Gabriel.
What
it could be Whitesnake. That's shifting as of Whitesnake. Could be.
Bad Take got What Is Love.
What Is Love? Could be. Is This Love?
Yeah, is Soul Assassin got it all the way back at the beginning.
Yeah, Soul Assassin said love. Yeah, Is This Love?
Yeah,
Whitesnake is This Love.
There you go. I think that's Whitesnake is a perfectly acceptable 80s rock band. Yeah?
Is it?
Sure.
I saw them before that when they were a good band.
I'm sorry, but who didn't actually like 80s Tawny Katane?
Everybody did.
Yeah, I mean, there was nobody who didn't like 80s Tawny Katane.
Everybody even liked her much, much later when she was in that stupid show with Bobcat Goldthwait playing a freaking dust bunny.
What?
It was something on like USA or something. Look it up.
Are you talking about the one where Bobcat Goldthwait was the voice of a
dust bunny,
of a stuffed bunny? No, you're thinking Tawny Katane wasn't in that show,
wasn't she?
I thought
when they were married.
I know it wasn't at the. He was married to the other redhead girl. The younger one.
Yeah, that's right.
And she played the daughter in that show.
Right.
Which is what was weird because she was playing the daughter and then married Bobcat.
Bobcat, yeah.
What was her name?
It's not Tawny Katane.
She was also in the show
in Conan, or not Conan, Hercules.
Hercules, the Legendary Journey. Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, she was a little hotter because she had filled out in the top, and so there was more there than there was in the 80s.
The other chick's name was it Nikki something?
Oh yeah, Nikki Cox, because she also was married to like Jay Moore, right?
I don't know if they were ever married, but yeah, I think they were connected at some point.
Yeah. So.
The Crazy Train.
Yeah. I mean, that's
everybody got that once.
Yeah,
everybody but Imp. He doesn't know anything about classic metal.
Yeah, so there we go. Eric caught up Mickey Cox of Las Vegas. Yeah, she was in Las Vegas.
Yeah, she
Which
was in
actually,
this a lot earlier, I think.
Yeah, this was when they launched. I forget whether it was I think it was a WB launch show. It was like they were trying to do Married with Children, and
Yeah,
that's
kind
what
of.
they came up with. Yeah, this is
Shifty,
so far.
This wasn't one that we made. This is just a quiz that we're doing because Chad didn't have time to make one this week.
Yep.
Skid
Is
Row?
that Sebastian?
Yeah, Skid Row.
I don't think that's Skid Row.
That sounded like Sebastian Bach.
Sounded like
Also sounded like Rat.
All right, let's try.
Could be.
We'll listen one more time.
Yeah, don't know what you got till it's gone. Shifty got it.
There you go.
The glam rock era was so hard to tell.
Yeah, I can't tell them apart.
They were all the same.
I like also when we built this canal.
Scorpions.
Yep.
There's no one like you.
Was that what it was?
Pretty sure.
I thought
No
it
one
was
like you.
Rock You Like a Hurricane?
I thought it was Rock You Like a Hurricane.
I think it's Rock You Like a Hurricane.
I think it's Rock You
Could
Like
be.
a Hurricane.
Yeah. Soul Assassin says yeah.
Either way, I got the Scorpions first, so I got
No,
half.
I said it first.
No, you didn't. Crazy old
Rewind
man.
the tape. Rewind the tape.
Take some more drugs.
I'm answering questions 4
hold
questions
on.
ahead.
70s. This is not the show where we go back and check tape when arguments happen. So.
No, we only do that when we're playing Phasmophobia.
Yeah. I want the chat to rewind the stream. They can do that and say that I said it first.
Shifty. It's certainly not Winds of Change. Yeah. Yeah, well, that
Written
was
by
in
the
Reagan-
CIA. Written by the CIA. That's him.
that in the Reagan movie too, right? I think
What's
that
that?
was Winds of Change was in the Reagan movie too, right?
I think so.
Yeah, I
It
think
was co-written by
But it
the
was
CIA.
mostly an inside joke because the joke or the urban legend is that the CIA wrote it to break up the Soviet Union.
Well, it's amazing that they did one thing that worked.
Yeah.
It's got to be that. That's the thing that worked.
They just wanted free tickets for Scorpions gigs. That was all.
You know, I can
Down at
100%.
Gonky Park.
The achievements of the CIA in terms of things they did that actually achieved the result they wanted. Number 1, 1963 Dallas. Number 2, L.A. when another person was walking through a kitchen. Number 3, doing the Scorpion song.
Number 3 would be the Lorraine Motel in Memphis.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, enough conspiracy theories.
I mean, you mean things that have been proven? Correct. Yes.
Truths. Enough truths. We don't do that on this channel.
All right. Which hairband is this one?
I was gonna say that sounded like pretty generic. I couldn't place it.
Loverboy.
Yeah, Loverboy, Extreme.
Rat.
One of those. One of those.
Yeah.
There was a time when I would have known all of these, but I've gotten so far removed from glam rock.
Awesome one. No, I mean, I know you're making jokes, but I mean, is this a serious guess? Because I could believe it. I don't know all the. Yeah.
No, I don't think
I know
it's
the
Cherry
chorus of it, but glam rock has those things where they have those like different sequences that lead to the song that gets
Eric
created.
Myers thanks Lovin' Every Minute.
Bad take. I wasn't a hairband chick, so I'm sucking at this one. Yeah, so Eric's saying Loverboy.
I thought it was maybe Loverboy, but
I mean, I see it. There's not a lot of once you get outside of the main.
Oh, it's Europe. My God. See, I only know their hit.
Yeah. So does everybody else.
Worst band to come out of
It's
Sweden.
the final countdown.
Yeah, they don't really. There aren't other songs. They only wrote that one.
Yeah.
Especially not this one.
So you said they're the worst band to come out of Sweden?
Undoubtedly.
Yes. So you're going to put ABBA above them?
ABBA are way better than Europe.
Definitely.
I'm asking. No.
Better.
I'm going on Imp's scale. I like ABBA. Every regular person thinks ABBA is great. I'm just going if Imp actually, because this is a rock band.
There's a
and
ton
he's
of
saying they're worse than ABBA.
There's a ton of great metal covers of ABBA songs. You don't get any covers of Europe songs.
No, because they turn around and stew you.
Yeah.
And it's hard to call Europe a rock band.
Yeah.
ABBA at least knows that it wasn't.
That's right. They were never pretending to be that. Yeah.
I mean, ABBA was on, was it Eurovision or whatever the competition
Waterloo.
like 4 times?
They won it with Waterloo. Hey, come on, Does Your Mother Know is a pretty rocking track.
ABBA and Ace of Base is Swedish too. Yeah, Ace of Base is awesome. Yeah.
Ace of Base is pretty good.
I would not go that
All
far.
that she wants is another
Wait,
baby.
I would.
You don't like Ace of Base?
We're not going to do this.
2 or
We're not
3
doing this
songs
again. We're not doing this
most.
again.
Why are we not
Why
doing
we do this again? I love doing this.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite things to do.
Just don't forget, in this quiz, the winner takes it all.
We've got 70s
Europe.
just trying to work every ABBA song title reference.
Oh,
like
I'll work a few more in.
70s is like, we're fucking doing Mamma Mia on this show today.
I could sing it.
I mean, I unfortunately can't work any of the Swedish band song titles into any jokes, really, because either it's in Swedish or it's just not funny.
Okay, Fernando.
Does your mother know that you're here, Imp?
Yeah.
Just one of us is lonely.
You hear the defeat in his voice.
I do. I hear like just directing ABBA song titles towards Imp in conversation is sapping his metal strength.
I wouldn't even get the references, so it doesn't bother me.
All right. What is it?
It's just sad that we're all taking a chance on him.
Does the winner get any? Does the winner get some money?
As long as he, no.
See, I would take that more as a Pink Floyd reference than anything else. So,
Imp's about to send out an SOS.
That's right.
But when all is said and done, we should move on.
With nice one. You know, I must say, I really like you put these quizzes together. I'd like to thank you for the music.
For putting up with us, Imp is truly a super trooper.
Hold on, hold on, 70s. Don't shut me down.
Anyway, I know I didn't get to the show at start time, so I'm sorry for my late arrival.
Oh, it's all right.
I will torture all of you at some point. Don't you think I won't?
Does your mother know that?
You're right, Imp. All these references are slipping through my fingers. I need to just move on.
I still have faith in you, Imp.
I'm enjoying this way more than I should.
Yeah,
I know. I do.
Like, don't worry about it. Just get past this, and I'll give you a call tomorrow. I'll give you a ring. Okay.
Yeah. Apparently, we're bringing joy to Copy Kitty. Yeah, it's funny. We're talking ABBA song titles has brought out all the females.
Now the ladies come out.
We need to pass that tip along to culture.
So we've got Bad Take Bojan, and which other ladies have it's Chica
Lily of the Fox Valley. Copied Kitty.
Yeah.
Mamma Mia.
Still haven't seen Davinia show herself again.
All right.
Def Leppard. And they all sound the same.
Is it Rock of Ages?
No, it's
Pour some sugar on me.
Pour some sugar
on me. Yeah.
But I'm a drummer. That was my. Did you ever watch the VH1 like real
behind the music?
No, where they made the actual like TV movie about Def Leppard.
I've seen it. Yeah.
And the best line out of that whole movie was after the car accident when they're like, "You've lost your arm," and the guy, and it's so overacted when he's like, "But I'm a drummer."
But you can beat the drums with the arm.
It is pretty cool that they came up with that whole electric drum set.
It was. I admire. I've never been a big fan of the later stuff. I like the very early stuff they did, but I'm a big admirer of them as blokes because they stood by their pal.
Yeah, I mean, if they were Metallica, they would have kicked his ass out.
Yeah, they stood by their buddy.
And Metallica, he was dead.
Yeah, that's right.
No, but they also kicked out like
I know.
Yeah, Lars.
So well done to them.
All right.
The first two albums are great.
I mean,
he still had his arm in that picture.
Yeah.
It's not attached to it, it's just stuffed it under the sleeve.
It's like, I mean, people can make fun of it, but this song is still getting played. People still sing it. It's still a happy song.
Yeah, they made a shit ton of cash, so good for them.
I look at it like Sugar Ray, right? They were a harder rock band in the LA scene. They saw
Fly.
The record people came up and was like, we can get you paid if you just start doing a pop rock song. And they're like, fuck yeah, we're getting and Mark McGrath was like, I'm never looking back.
It was money all the way.
And I'll tell you, he's probably never had to work the rest of his life now because of that. So good for him. I would it was like was it Fish, the Sellout song? I would sell out.
I do like the Sellout song.
I'd sell out within minutes. Give me that money. Where's the check? That's Mad Bikismo.
No,
nothing
but a good time. It's Motley Crue.
Poison.
Mm-hmm. Poison. Those sounded very much the same to me. Yeah.
The bands ended about the same too.
Yeah, pretty much.
Whole bunch of fat lead singers and horrible guitarists and drummers that nobody cared about anymore.
Did they both have dudes get HIV out of their bands?
Likely.
Yeah. Was Poison the band they were going to see in Hot Tub Time Machine?
Yes.
That's, for me, that will be the lasting legacy of Poison is Hot Tub Time Machine, which is still a great movie.
Best time traveling movie ever.
The way they were just waiting for the guy to cut his arm off was just classic. Every time they just all stop and they're like, this is it. This is it.
And the fact that it's the dude from Back to the Future.
And how disappointed they were each time he didn't lose his arm.
I love the scene where he calls up his future wife.
He's like, "You cheating?
You know, I would never cheat on you after I got that call when I was in the third grade."
I love when it's like when her dad picks up, "Jerry, put the phone down. This is between me and her." Oh, that movie!
It's a great movie.
I do love that movie. Did I take advantage of my knowledge of the future to make money? Yeah. Was it morally wrong? Maybe.
Motley Lou.
Lugal.
Lugal.
Oh, yeah, it's so good. And back when John Cusack hadn't turned into a total asshat. At least.
He had. He just hadn't done it on Twitter yet.
Because the other movie I actually really liked with him was High Fidelity.
I like everything that he was in the 80s.
I mean, not even talking about
that was pretty awesome once upon a time.
Yeah. I'm sure 70s liked High Fidelity because that would seem like right up your alley.
Indeed.
High Fidelity was great. Say anything, Better Off Dead.
The best part of High Fidelity when he's having the vision of Bruce Springsteen in his bedroom And he's like, so I should go and meet these girls and talk about why we broke up, and it would make both of us feel better. And he's like, it'll make you feel better, and isn't that what matters? And he's like, yeah, you're right, it is. It's
So, have you ever read the book? Any of you the book?
Nope.
I've even seen
Nick Hornby. Nick Hornby wrote the book. Great book.
The English version of High Fidelity, right? They made it first.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. He's
So
done a couple good books because he also did.
You guys
Fever
aren't going to
Pitch.
like this, but
Hornby
you know what
did
my
some great
favorite
books.
John Cusack movie is?
1408.
Yes,
That's
it
my
is.
favorite.
It's
that
Hornby
is
that wrote.
my favorite horror movie. I love that movie.
Hornby-
That's my favorite horror. That's my favorite John Cusack movie. That's just it's
It's a great
probably
movie.
one of the better. That's a Stephen
Ooh.
King adaptation, right?
Eric Myers
Yeah.
coming in with Con Air. Oh, because I don't think of that as a pure Cusack movie. You think Nick Cage, but Con Air is great. So
Nick Hornby's a great writer. If you ever read any of his stuff,
Oh.
Fever Pitch.
I love the first Fever Pitch, the one that they did with Colin Farrell, where they did
Yeah.
the movie version.
It's great.
Dude,
Yeah,
the intro sequence, because in Fever Pitch, the English version, which is about soccer, football, it was Arsenal
still works though. Still works.
as opposed to when they made it American and made it the Red Sox. The intro sequence where Colin Firth is talking about, like, I was at the game, I looked up at my dad and I was like, is Arsenal gonna win today, Dad? And he's like, yes, son, they are. And he's like, my father lied to me that day and I never trusted him again.
Can also recommend a book he wrote called 31 Songs, which was non-fiction. It's just about 31 songs that he loves.
I think he did
And-
About a Boy
yeah.
too, right?
He did
Is
About
that-
a Boy as
yeah.
well, yeah.
He's really solid.
He's a good writer, yeah.
Yeah, Bad
Yeah.
Take Bojam. We got a couple of heavy hitters come out of Chicago because Vince Vaughn
Vince
came out of
Vaughn,
Chicago too.
I mean, if you count John Favreau from up there too.
Yeah.
Motorhead, Ace of Spades.
What
I
was it?
actually hate that song.
You hate that song?
Yes. It might be because I've heard it 18 million
Yeah,
times
it
while
gets
playing
played
Tony
to
Hawk
death.
Pro Skater.
Played to
But-
death.
Yeah, that'll happen.
Because in Tony Hawk, like that song, you kind of zone out, but then Ace of Spades was one of the songs on the track, and that zones you back in every time. So I don't know. I grew to hate that song.
I played
It's like
it a
it-
ton on Guitar Hero.
It's like anything that's overplayed, even if you love
Yep.
it to start with.
See, that for me, it was never overplayed because they didn't play it on the radio here. So I knew it more from games than I knew it from the radio or from the actual radio.
Well, I played a lot of Tony Hawk. I loved those games.
Tony Hawk was a good. I mean, they're bringing the franchise back now, right? Is that
They've tried. They have never succeeded.
I'd prefer they bring back SSX.
Tricky.
Any of it. I
Those
love
were
the
pretty good.
SSX games.
I liked the snowboarding one.
That was SSX.
It's SSX.
Or
Yeah.
are you talking about snowboarding 1080?
Maybe.
There was also a couple others that were more in the vein.
I mean,
of
it
the
might
Tony
have
Hawk
been that-
style.
Yeah, there were so many. I don't know. Those games were real popular during their time, but their time has passed.
I don't want it to have passed.
mean-
but I don't wanna.
It's the same thing happened with Guitar Hero.
Its time hasn't passed. I still pull it out a few times a
Yeah,
year.
the thing with
That
Guitar
doesn't
Hero
mean
though
its
is they also-
time hasn't passed.
I've
They
got
also
the drums hanging above
oversaturated
the
that
desk
market.
over here.
I was working at GameStop during the Guitar Hero Rock Band craze. They oversaturated that market.
They
Yeah,
did,
but there was
and then
demand for it.
licensing turned into a nightmare. And
Mm-hmm. That's why they don't bring them back at all. That's why
See,
you
I
haven't
didn't
seen
go to
any
GameStop at that time. I went to Game Crazy, and they had all the tournaments going on. It was the old side shop of Hollywood Video.
Mhm.
I always liked Hollywood Video even more than Blockbuster, but
I did,
don't know
but
that-
there wasn't as many locations that were close by. So
Yeah, I had like
Blockbuster won.
one Hollywood Video in like a 50-mile radius, I think.
Yeah, we had two in town, but there was a Blockbuster about every half mile. So But I like Game Crazy much better than I like GameStop.
But yeah, Hollywood Video had a much better game lineup for renting than Blockbuster did. I'll say that.
Because they actually had game stores built into them for the most part, so they would just move the games over. What didn't sell and everything. Plus, the people that worked there actually knew games.
Gaming is our business. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see what we got here. Next
Are
one.
we still doing the answer? Okay.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, that one is good. So we'll go next one.
Round and Round Rat.
Who was that?
Rat.
Round and round. You know you're getting old when songs you hear as a kid start showing up in freaking grocery store music lists.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
When it's acceptable now socially.
Yeah. I mean, no bullshit. I heard Jethro Tull at my store the other day.
Oh, no cap?
And it wasn't... yeah, I've heard Zeppelin too, yeah.
Jethro's got the Riz now?
I was just sitting there, and it wasn't even like one of the ones that, you know, mainstream would consider a hit from Jethro Tull. In other words, it was flute heavy.
It's funny, I was just watching some clips of them earlier today. Isn't that weird? I didn't say I enjoyed them. I was just watching them.
Nice.
AC/DC, Back in Black.
Yeah, I don't even think we need to wait for that one. It is. Which are they still touring? Did they replace?
They are still going.
With who is the lead singer?
Yeah,
I thought Brian Johnston was back.
Did they bring him
he
back?
got throat cancer.
No, I think he's back.
Okay. They toured with what's his face from Guns N' Roses for a while.
Yeah, for a while, but I think Brian Johnston's back, and I think it's Angus Young's cousin that's on the guitar now, not his brother, because his brother died, Malcolm. So it's their cousin that's on the guitar. It looks just the same. You wouldn't know the difference. Same, looks the same, sounds the same.
That's interesting. It's like what is it? Leonard Skinner, where they got Van Zandt's younger brother.
Donnie Van
Half of the
Zandt,
family was gone after the plane crash.
But he sounds a lot like his brother. So
he does.
Yeah.
And Ricky Medlock came back to play guitar years ago. And he was in the band very early on, and they wanted to be in Blackfoot. Blackfoot were a great band in the 80s. But I think isn't Gary Rossington? No, Gary Rossington died recently, didn't he? Anyway, Angus is the only original member left. So.
Yeah.
The bass player retired, and the drummer's nuts. So.
Replacing all these people. You know, it's funny when you look back at all these bands who did replace people, how unique it was when Zeppelin didn't.
That's right. One dies, that's it, it's over.
Yeah, where they were just like, we're done. I mean, it's a testament to how important he was actually as a cohesive, glue to hold them all together.
Come on, feel the noise. Quite right.
Yeah.
Originally done by the great Slade, of course, in the UK. Originally a Slade song.
Nice. Man, that picture, they didn't pick one from the 80s, did they?
No, they did not.
I was like, a lot of these other bands, they picked 80s pictures, but no.
Why do they all look like drag artists now?
Yeah. Oh, come on.
Police, every breast you take.
the police, that song is going to take on whole new meaning for Diddy in prison.
That's right.
It's like,
Sure enough.
Until the cameras stop working and the guards takes a nap.
I love when everybody thinks that's a love song
True.
and they play it at their weddings. It's really about a stalker.
Stalking. Yeah.
I mean,
It's
there's a lot
great.
of ones with the police where you start reading into it. You're like, oh, yeah.
Don't stand so close to me.
Yeah,
That's
Sting worked
right.
as a
Especially since he
teacher.
was a teacher.
Yeah.
That's right.
He's like, he was a young, probably by the English standards at the time, fairly attractive teacher. He was definitely hooking up with those girls.
Doing that tantra.
Undoubtedly.
So, I mean, I saw Dune. I know what he was into, and it wasn't normal shit.
Either was his uncle, the Baron.
Yeah. Isn't it messed up that like we've come to a place where the person who's supposed to represent like the worst of human villainy, they're like, oh, we can't do the stuff Lynch did because we can't make him look like he's into kids. And it's like he's supposed to be like the worst scum of the universe. Like, why are you worried about his reputation and what he's doing on like?
Well, and Lynch didn't even really take it that far. He just made him gay. I mean, it could be implied a little bit, but the book flat out said what was going on.
Yeah, I mean, well, Lynch did. I mean, the one that where he pulled the heart plug early on was definitely a younger male. So
Yeah, but it wasn't necessarily like 10 or 11-year-old male.
yeah, that's true. Like
They definitely did not push the edge there. They were like, okay, we'll go this far, but we're not going with what the book said.
it's like pulling the Jean-Luc Picard this far, no farther.
Mhm.
See, they went with an 80s picture for the police. I mean, what are we doing here? Apparently, the other band just they didn't like them.
They're just not as they're lazier than you
Yeah.
when pulling their thumbnails. Metallica, Master of Puppets.
Yeah, it's definitely. Yeah, copied gets its better pick. Sting arguably looks better now. I mean, I guess he's aging well. That lifestyle he's into apparently works. So, how old is he's probably what 60s?
Mid-60s.
65.
He's around like all right. He's actually older than Bono, right? Because Bono was and the U2 was
Bono
like
was in the 80s.
yeah, and
The
they were
Police
like
was in the
18.
70s.
Yeah, and they were like 18 and 19 when they started. Even though it seems
Yeah,
like
well,
they've
Sting had been in bands
contemporaries.
since mid-70s, though, so
Yeah.
he's a little bit older.
He may be
than-
older than that
I
then.
think he's a little bit older than Bono.
It was Master of Puppets, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's about to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
See, get away from the hair bands and we can guess things.
Yeah. Well,
Sting is 70.
Tom Petty. I won't
Back
back
down.
down.
No. And the Heartbreakers.
I don't think
Sorry.
so.
I think it's with the Heartbreakers.
You could be right.
I think so.
Always mix it up.
Yeah, he didn't go solo till later.
I had to laugh though because half the time it was the Heartbreakers playing on the solo stuff. Oh, see, I just said
was
Tom
it
Petty.
just him? I don't know. See, I'd have to look that up. I think that might be lazy YouTuber.
Look it up.
See, other people are saying.
Yeah, we got time.
Oh, come on. No, the quiz. You can't argue with the quizmaster.
The
I've been told that
Quizmaster
many times when I get pedantic in quizzes.
Quizmaster is somebody in YouTube that we don't know. It's not Chad this time.
No, it was his first the
Tom
lead
Petty.
single from his first solo album.
All right, so me and Brian were right.
Exactly.
There you go.
We know what
And
we're
Chad
talking
is
about.
stupid.
Chad is very stupid. Chad believes the media. Misinformation.
I'm surprised Imp wasn't joining in because I had riled him up so much with the ABBA.
Misinformation.
How often do you hear me speak on shit I don't know anything about?
No, I just meant
Constantly
calling
in
me
Phasmophobia.
stupid.
You don't know that Chad is stupid?
I wasn't disagreeing with that.
You're bad at this.
REO Speedwagon, keep on loving you.
Yep.
I just posted a video of them the other day.
Yeah. Cetera was in Chicago, right?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Even though they kind of had similar vibes.
Depending on which era.
That's a bit later than the 80s as
Now-
well, I think. That picture.
Yeah, they used another older picture. You can tell the guys who don't like the hair plugs they got because they wear the beanies.
Yeah, but look at the guy all the way on the left.
You mean
The
Caitlyn
woman.
Jenner?
That's got to be a woman.
Yeah.
RNA Speedwagon, keep on vaxing you.
It is a staple song. Vice City is the peak Grand Theft Auto soundtrack game for me, man. The just doing missions, like doing the radio in Vice City, you always had really fun songs to have while you were like doing shenanigans. So especially once you popped on the cinematic camera, which I could never drive for more than 3 or 4 seconds before I would end up with those loose controls like hitting something. Did you ever try playing like driving with the cinematic camera going on? It's tough as shit.
To be honest, I played the original Grand Theft Auto and never cared for
I
anything
hate driving
else.
games.
You didn't play Vice City?
Nope.
I hate driving games.
Well, it's not really a driving game.
Yeah, there's a lot of driving in it.
Yeah, well, the controls weren't a driving game. The controls are built for it.
Well, of course, I'm a very good driver.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely a good
Definitely,
driver.
definitely.
Yeah,
good driver.
definitely.
On the driver.
No hot water. No hot water.
Judge Wapner.
Judas Priest breaking the law. Just saw them last week.
I like the song and everything, but Beavis and Butthead kind of just ruined it. Breaking the law. Breaking the law.
Ruined it or made it even better?
For me, it kind of ruined. Like all I hear now is Beavis and Butthead. So
It just ruins it.
I'm happy every time that I hear Beavis and Butthead doing that.
breaking the law. Breaking the law. I would. You know what? I want a mashup between Kamala and like Cornholio doing a debate.
They talk about the same.
Cornholio
And
would
then I
wipe the
just want
floor with her.
I just want Butthead to go, shut up, Beavis.
Shut up, Kamala.
Shut up, dumbass.
Shut up, Harris.
Shut up, Harris.
Pick one of my favorite pictures of them.
One
One of my favorite photographs.
You love all the pictures of Rob Halford in leather.
That's
They're
a little gay there. I liked how in the movie Rockstar they basically it's Judas Priest.
It's Priest, yeah.
And when they replace the lead singer and he's talking to Mark Wahlberg's character, he's like, all these songs are about men, you know. He's like, what? What are you talking about? It's like, listen to the lyrics.
That's right. Grinder.
Like, and it just like
Hell
blows
bent
his
for
mind.
leather.
these are gay. Yeah, man.
Mm.
And then the behind the music like interview with him after he comes out, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm just living my life out and proud now." It's just a whole different thing.
Night, Josh.
Night, Josh.
See you,
Thanks
Josh.
for hanging out.
Still, it was a fun gig.
Yeah.
Really good.
I did think it was funny, man. The idea that you would be in a tribute band and then get tapped must be pretty crazy.
It's happened a couple of times now.
It is a good place to farm
Journey
resources. Journey did it. I mean, that guy did sound.
Tell you what, guys, if I can, I'll do a culture casino thing. If I can get to 25,000 subscribers, I'll dress like Rob Halford.
Well, that's not going to get you any subs anytime soon.
Well, I'm not getting them anyway, so it's a pretty easy thing to say I'll do.
Chapless 70s.
I know I'll never have to do it.
Damn it, Chad.
You guys, if you guys
Did I
can
put
get
that
me
in
to
your head, Imp?
Yeah,
That's in your brain
did.
now and it's never coming out.
If you guys can get me to 25K, I'll dress however you want me to.
Yes, Lily, the lead singer is gay.
Just the singer, Rob Halford. Yeah,
I mean,
not the rest.
They probably all got a little experimental, I'm guessing, with all the drug use.
But we know he was.
Yeah, but you know what? These metal fans don't care.
Nope.
We don't care.
Yeah, for Imp, my eyes, they burn.
It's a goggles. They do nothing.
Robert Palmer, addicted to love. Yep. A dickhead to love.
Who thought that this guy would be able to make a career on the video side just by having
a whole bunch of women just standing behind him,
but not even doing you had Tawny Katane and Whitesnake dancing on the hood. These girls were just like
pretending to play guitars,
subtly like swaying.
These girls were like the precursor to Deal or No Deal.
I'm an enormous Robert Palmer fan. It's very, very sad when he died. He was a great artist. Such a shame.
Do you? I mean, so you would know this. We're artists like Robert Palmer specifically, but in a broader sense. Do they ever feel like trapped by the fact that they got pigeonholed from like those couple 2-3 80s hits?
I don't think he ever did feel trapped because he was pretty sure of himself as an artist, and he'd done so many other things. And he just carried on doing what he was doing.
Yeah, he'd been in bands before, hadn't he?
Oh, yeah, he'd been in bands since the late 60s. He was in Vinegar Joe with Elkie Brooks, and then he went solo in the early 70s. He'd already had about 7 albums out by this time, and some minor hits. I don't think it bothered him. I think it was great. He was like, fantastic, brilliant, give me the money. And then he did the Power Station thing, and then he went back to doing his own albums, which were all
Power Station was with
was Andy Taylor of
Andy
Duran
Taylor.
Duran. Was it Andy?
Yeah.
I think it was Andy Taylor. I get the Taylors mixed up from Duran Duran.
What was their hit was like too
Duran Duran?
No,
Power Station. Get it on.
Power Station.
Get it on. Bang it. Get it on.
Get it on.
Because there was a
I
lot
have
of
the 12-inch
those,
single back then.
Yeah, there was a lot of like where they had those experimental like team up and super band kind of things.
Like Damn Yankees.
Yeah. No, he was a great artist, and I don't think
Madman.
I never thought he felt confined by those hits. Like he liked it, and he wasn't going to be held down by them. He did.
That's the one I'm thinking of. Some like it hot.
Yeah,
that was the song I remember.
And then Get It On was another one.
Bang It On.
I think it was Andy Taylor was the Duran Duran. Oh, it was John. Sorry, I always get them mixed up. It was the guitar player.
John.
It was the guitar player. Oh, it must be John Taylor.
Your Love, The Outfield. I just want to use your love tonight.
At least they were open with what they were going to be doing. It's always good when you go to the woman, you're like, look, I've got a relationship. You're really just,
I just want to use you tonight.
This is, if this was the 2020s, I'd be on Tinder. You're a Tinder hookup.
But weren't there some questionable lyrics about age in that too?
Yeah, I like my women a little bit older. Basically, it's like Stacy's Mom, the prequel.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Was
if
it
you
older?
read it, I like my women a little bit older. I thought that was the lyric.
Or is it younger?
I'm pretty sure it was older.
Let's see the
I don't
outfit
remember.
I ain't got many friends.
John Taylor and Andy Taylor were both in Power Station. That's why I'm getting mixed up. The two Taylors from Duran Duran were both.
Bad Take says older.
Good.
I'll go with.
I like my
consensus.
girls a little bit older.
Okay.
So yeah, Josie's on vacation far away. Come around and talk it over. So many things I want to say. I like my girls a little bit older. It's basically like I'm hooking up with the MILF down the street who's a little lonely. So good for them. They were ahead of their time with their lyrics. Well, did this one chart higher than Stacy's mom? That would be an interesting question. Like, I think it did, but
I don't know. But because of the name, The Outfield, a few baseball players use it for their walk-up song. It's half the reason I know the song and the band is because of Troy Tulowitzki.
Wait, baseball players have walk-up songs now?
yeah, when they come up to bat,
They've always
Like
had
Wild
walk-up
Thing.
songs.
yeah, and the pitchers will have ones when they come out if
Wild
they're
Thing.
relievers.
Wow, I did not know that was a thing. I thought that was exclusive to wrestling.
Walking out to the plate, they typically play some music, and usually it's picked by the player.
I know
Yeah,
occasionally.
they do that in wrestling and they do that in UFC. I didn't realize they did it in baseball.
I'd
No,
love
in
it if
wrestling, they
Imp,
make up a whole intro song for them. They don't get to pick it.
I'd love it if Imp was a baseball pitcher. I'd love to hear his walkout songs.
Imp's baseball walkout?
That would get the crowd clapping.
Get him doing something, I'm sure.
Sing along to this, everybody.
would
Bad
be-
Take Bojan saying the Cubs have been doing it since the 80s.
Imp's walkout song would be High Hopes.
I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen a Cubs game. I saw a Bears game, but I never saw a Cubs game.
Kenny Powers had the best walkout.
Oh, look, Wild Thing in Major League.
I
Yeah,
saw
Charlie Sheen.
I saw the White Sox lose to the Brewers one year.
Were you? What is it? The White Sox are they? Is it east? Do they? Is that east and west or north and south? South
I
side.
don't know. The White Sox aren't a Chicago team. How about
Yeah.
that?
I'm pretty sure they are.
They're not.
In name.
Bad Take Bojan are okay. Yeah, so it's south side, east, and north side. Yeah, I know. I think the Cubs are south side, right?
The Cubs are the Chicago team.
There's two baseballs, and one's in the American League.
No,
One's in the National
there's
League.
not.
It's not like the White.
I know what you're saying, Chad, but no.
It's not like the White
It's
Sox
sad
haven't
when
been
the
around.
non-sports guy is still willing to argue the sports argument.
It's because I wasn't always a non-sports guy. I
So-
became a non-sports guy over time.
So yeah, all right. So the White Sox are the south side, and Cubs are the north side.
Well, which is the rich club? Which is the poor club?
Which is
That's
the
the
gang
thing.
side?
The Cubs
What?
are actually owned by a super billionaire, so they are
Hmm.
worth. The guy who owns them is worth a lot more. The White Sox are owned by the same guy who owned the Bulls, who's famously cheap.
Yeah, he should stick with the Bulls.
At least
Billy's
they used
really
to.
attacking you now. Your team is inherited from your father.
Not wrong.
Didn't work in my household. Didn't work like that at all.
Survivor,
the
I am the
Tiger
Tiger. Yep.
Oh boy.
Everybody got that.
Yeah.
This is why I don't say anything. I'm like, there's so many people yelling over top. of each
Yeah,
other.
Jerry Reinsdorf. He was the owner who was cheap
I don't
and,
want
ma-
to add
and
that noise.
didn't want to pay Jordan. For as a sports retort for Slender, Chad is just upset he can't say he likes the New York Football Giants because they no longer play. That was sad and true at the same time.
Mm.
They did beat the Seahawks last week, so there's that. That's how bad the Seahawks played. So, oh yeah, Hogan's original theme song before he had Real American. I think Hogan was around even before Survivor Eye of the Tiger, but I don't know what his theme song was.
Probably something generic. Not likely anything licensed.
Yeah, I mean that was before the WWF, now WWE, was like
Yeah, that was
felt
like
prestige
NWA
enough
time.
to like actually buy the rights to the individual person's songs. Oh, Van
Van
Halen.
Halen jump.
Where do you come down on
If
the
on-
Van Halen?
If only that was a little harder to get, it would
On
be
the-
perfect.
on the Van Halen David Lee Roth question.
Where do I
I
come
mean,
in that? I'm a
Obviously,
David Lee
the
Roth
third
man,
singer.
I mean, I'm waiting for Slender to get the reference.
the extreme singer.
I know the reference.
Was it one of the Clerks movies?
You
No,
can't
it's Couples
pluralize
Retreat, I
Lone
think.
Ranger. It
Oh,
was,
no.
Airheads.
That's Airheads.
Airheads, right.
Yeah. Because remember, that was like when they're like,
That's
those
right.
supposed to be the record executive. It's like, where
He's
do
a
you come
fucking
down?
cop.
He's a pig, man. He's a pig. That was Harold Ramis too. Played that one.
He wipes his ass with his record deal. I love this guy.
There is a divide though, because I love Van Halen with Dave Lee Roth. My son-in-law loves Van Halen with Sammy Hagar.
Yeah, I like
Van
both
Hagar.
versions.
And that's caused years of tension. I love Sammy Hagar, but not as much when he's in Van Halen.
Really, Imp? You like
Yeah,
both
really.
versions?
Yes, really.
Imp hates both versions equally.
No, he likes both
Oh,
versions.
like- I mean, they have very different sounds.
Two
Dude,
different
that's the
vibes.
most positive thing I've ever heard Imp say. Leave him alone, Brahma.
I hate both versions. I hate Van Halen. Like, to
Let
my
him have
core,
this,
I hate
okay?
Van Halen.
I
And
was
that's the
convinced
one
up to
band
this
he
point-
he chimes in on and is like, oh yeah, I like both.
I was convinced up to this point that Imp didn't like anything, and he just lied about liking metal because he knew no one could name any.
Shifty's here. He did add the grammar correction, and no one
Gary
liked Van
Sharon.
Halen with Gary Sharon. Was that
No,
the one where
that
they
is
did
very true.
where they tried to get a little more metal with it,
Hmm.
and it just
No.
didn't work for him? They did
Got
that song
quite a
for
bit
Lethal
softer,
Weapon
I
4.
thought.
That was who was it? The one that was their lead singer for when they did the song for Lethal Weapon 4.
I don't know.
I still think the Van Halen family were kind of dicks. At least,
Oh,
maybe
yeah.
not so much. I mean, David Lee Roth is also a dick, but later on to other people, the Van Halen guys were definitely like when they kicked out what's his name to bring
Michael
in,
Anthony.
bring in Eddie or Eddie's kid. That
Yeah,
was
and they
kinda-
didn't even have the guts to tell him
yeah,
that he wasn't coming back. Yeah,
that was
a dick move. Yeah.
that was a dick move. So
Still, I went to see them anyway. Regardless,
he's the 70s. Like, it was a dick move.
it's a
Am I
dick
gonna?
move, but here's my money.
I'm gonna go see him. I
So
mean,
went to see them.
Eddie's
my
gonna
money,
be
damn
dead
it.
soon. I better go see him before.
I'm
Eddie
glad
comes.
I did a couple of times before he died. So it's yeah.
Yeah. Was it the thing where Eddie Van Halen would play with his back to the audience so that they wouldn't see how he was actually doing some of the guitar things he did?
I don't know. I've never noticed that, but possibly.
I've heard
I've
that
never
before.
noticed that personally in any times I've seen them, but in the times I saw them, I actually like him on stage because he's always smiling. He was always smiling at the crowd.
He did the guitar work for Beat It, right?
Yeah, he was on Beat It, I think. Yeah.
Bon Jovi.
Oh no!
He
Why?
just
Oh,
came
no,
out
I
for
like
Bon
Kamala
Jovi.
today.
I mean,
Of course
Look.
he's always been a Democrat. He's done every Democrat candidate.
that's
I mean,
everybody in.
He's just a
Yeah,
basic bitch from
unfortunately, if
Jersey.
you like music, you probably like a Democrat.
What
Look
is
at
it,
Info.
Jersey? What is it with
All right.
Jersey?
I'm intrigued that Imp is like, I liked both versions of Van Halen. And we get to Bon Jovi, and he's like, he's a basic bitch from Jersey. Like,
Yes. Look at how he
Explain to
actually
me.
talks.
okay, but explain to me the difference between Van Halen, Van Hagar, and Bon Jovi. They seem like they'd be in the same, like a Venn diagram of overlapping. There'd be a
No,
lot.
Van Halen
No,
would piss
Most people
all
would
over
say
Bon
that Eddie
Jovi.
Van Halen is one of the greater guitar players of.
Yeah, there's
the
one key word
generation.
with Van Halen and Van Hagar compared to Bon Jovi. That's talent.
Yeah.
Who was
Van
it?
Halen
Richie
piss-
Sambora and Bon
Van
Jovi?
Halen piss all over Bon Jovi any day. Other than "It's My Life," that's a great song.
It's my life.
That's
is
like-
probably
"It's My
their
Life"
best.
is their best song. Bon Jovi.
No. There's
No?
plenty before that. I would
No,
think
no, it's
ballads before It's
anthemic.
My Life.
Nah,
Yeah,
it's my life. Is
is the
amazing.
best. Especially when they did it at the 9/11 tribute concert. It was kick ass. It was really good.
Soul Assassin says Van Halen never said they'd leave the country if Trump won. Well, there's not as many Van Halens left now.
That's right. Which one's going to leave?
So, yeah, I don't know about that.
Amadeus.
But one thing is for sure,
whatever his name is.
one thing is for sure, that Eddie Van Halen will be voting Democrat this election.
He is dead.
And multiple times, too. So, the Deadliest Catch theme song is their best one.
What is that?
Living on the Edge. Isn't it Living on the Edge?
I went to see.
Living on the Edge was Aerosmith.
That's Aerosmith. I went to see. Bon Jovi, and Kid Rock was supporting them, and he blew them off the stage. Absolutely blew them off. He was great, and they were shite.
Even the country?
Eh?
I'm sure Kid Rock did some of the country his songs. Right?
Only the kind of, well, most of it was rocked up. It was the rockier stuff he did.
Yeah, Wanted Dead or Alive. I know it's, but see, the one I like the most from Bon Jovi isn't even a it's a solo one, which is the song from Young Guns.
I'll Blow You.
No, it's it's why am I blanking on it now?
I know which one you're thinking.
It's from a Western.
Blaze of Glory.
Yeah.
Fuck you! That's my name!
Blaze of Glory. I mean, they're okay, but it's, yeah.
That was a solo song for it, but I mean, effectively, it's a Bon Jovi song. I mean, he got
it's just all
studio musicians that sounded just like them. So,
well, it's the same formula as Bed of Roses or any of the others. Wanted Dead or Alive. There's a lot of them.
Ooh, I do like Wanted Dead or Alive. That might be close to It's My Life.
Welcome to the conversation, Slender.
I mean, I didn't have anything to add until that.
Well, that's not the 80s.
We talked about Dead or Alive like 5 minutes ago.
Right, but then you said the name and I thought about it. See, the problem is when you guys start talking about the people in the band by name, I don't give a fuck because I don't know any of their names.
Richie Sambora was married to Heather Locklear.
Yes, I know John Bon Jovi. That's the one I know. Congratulations. You figured out the one fucking singer whose name I know.
It's like the Ramones that were all called Bon Jovi.
The other band we were talking about was Van Halen. Two of the guys in the band were named Van Halen.
Okay, I did not know that because I don't like Van Halen that much.
Yeah, the drummer was also a Van Halen.
Slender is
Alex
like,
and Eddie.
No, Slender's probably like, wait, there was Eddie, and then there was David Lee Roth. What are you talking about?
I don't know who the fuck those people are.
You don't know who Eddie Van Halen is?
Nope. But
David
I guess
Lee Roth?
he's Eddie Van Halen, so I guess his last name is Van Halen.
Master of the astute you are.
I don't give a shit
right.
about the names of these people. I give a shit about the songs.
He took his name from the name of the band.
Soul Assassin says, I wonder if the creator of this trivia just copied the playlist from That's What I Call Music 80s.
Probably.
Which means we'll get Twisted Sister sometime soon. And who else do we have left to go?
Brian Adams. Brian Adams.
Yeah,
Brian
remember
Adams and
John
Twisted Sister.
Bovey on SNL, the Bon Jovi?
Pat
Benatar, hit me with your best shot.
Yep. I know this song made Tina happy. There it is. Yeah. It got her out of the
Tina,
ambient.
I recognize that reference. Twisted Sister.
Yeah, we knew it was coming.
You said it. Don't say it 3 times, whatever you do.
We're not going to take it.
We're not gonna take it.
Who knew that Dee Snider would turn into such a little bitch?
What a twat.
Everybody. He dressed like a little bitch.
See, I mean, at least in that one, they didn't, they took one where he wasn't in the dragged up look. But yeah, I mean, it was a great song. He turned out to be
It's a good
such
party
an
song. Good party song.
the craziness of all these anti-establishment, quote unquote, rock and music acts going so full tilt, like when Foo Fighters and Offspring were kicking band members out and
Offspring
threatening.
kicked out one of the original members because of the vaccine.
And he was like, he had a doctor, like he has an immune disease, and the doctor was like, "Don't take it." He's like, my doctor is telling me not to take it, and they were like, "Fuck off, you're out."
But it's worse than that. They cut him off completely even after. Like their families had grown up together.
Little bitches.
His kids were friends with all of the other bandmates' kids, and they just cut them off like cold turkey. They were like, "Nope, you're out."
That's the way these people are.
Here's one for you, Brahma. Tipper Gore's not going to take it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fun
but
fact,
everybody blames the Christian right for that.
Yeah. That
Tipper
was
Gore was not the right.
No, it was because the Southern Democrat politicians, Al Gore, Bill Clinton, were doing something that later got dubbed triangulation, which was where they tried to beef up some kind of alleged conservative credentials so they wouldn't get that liberal, tagged on them.
Yeah.
And so the Gore family and led by Tipper decided to take on was naughty lyrics and music. So,
that was after he had invented the internet, I think, too.
I think that was later. This is
Iron Maiden wants the Hills.
Yeah. Holy shit!
I think Imp actually got in before I did.
I think he did. He like jumped out of his seat to get that one. Good.
There's certain songs all I have to do is hear like the first couple notes and I know what it is.
Yeah.
And that
remember when we used to let chat play this game?
No.
Those were good times.
Chat gets to play on the songs we don't know.
Yeah. It's fair that way. All right. Let me back it up a second. Here we go.
Aerosmith.
Yeah.
I don't know the song. Well, I know the song, but I don't know the name of that song. But it's definitely Aerosmith.
Could you play it again?
Yeah, let's back it up.
Nope, Shifty got it. Angel.
Oh, right, yeah.
Now that he said the name, I was able to figure it out.
Yeah. Bad Take had that too. Yeah.
See, chat's participating, Slender. That's a weird one to go with from Aerosmith.
It is.
The things that were available from the 80s.
Yeah. It is sad. Was it this year that that he had it like where his voice broke down and they finally had to like quit touring? Yeah. I mean, I guess this is one case where even getting a replacement, why would you bother?
Why doesn't he do what his contemporaries do and just mime on stage? You know, when they hold the microphone up like this, because you can't see them not singing.
That's all of pop rock.
Yeah, you can't see them not singing.
Or pop.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could do that.
I mean, they've got to be what, close to 80 at this point? I mean,
yeah,
they weren't that far off. I mean, they were
just
early,
behind the Rolling Stones.
Yeah, they were early 70s.
Well, they actually started in the late 60s as a band. The 72, I think, was their first hit.
I mean, I'd be willing to bet they're in their 80s.
I would think late 70s. Let's see. Steven Tyler is aged, let's see, born in 48. What is that?
76.
76?
Yeah.
76. Yeah.
So it's close. Yeah, 76 March. So it's March. He'll be 77 early. Mick Jagger is 81. So they are contemporary. I mean, they're 5-6 years apart.
Those, as much as you think of Aerosmith as being later, they started about the same time. The Aerosmith was huge in the early 70s, mid 70s, before they had the full transformation in the 80s. They went to a completely different style in the 80s. Because Sweet Emotion was way back then. Toys in the Attic was a 70s album.
Dream On was 1972.
Yeah. Toys in the Attic was a mid to late 70s album, and then they got going in the 80s with a completely different brand of music.
Indeed.
So Joe Perry 74, Steven Tyler 76, as compared to Keith Richards 80 and Mick Jagger 81. Yeah, they're in the same ballpark. Although the Stones are still touring, right? So,
well, they've been on their final tour for about 12 years now.
I mean, I saw them technically because they were Pearl Jam was the opening act, and so I went with my brother because he had extra ticket.
But it
was fine.
They literally reinvented themselves in every decade.
They did.
In the 70s, you had like Dream On. 80s, you had all the stuff from Get a Grip. Then in the 90s, you had like Crying and
anthemic stuff. Yeah.
Well, in the 90s, they had the trilogy. Remember, they had Crying, Amazing,
and Crazy,
and Crazy.
And then
the video trilogy with Alicia Silverstone.
Or real close to the 2000s, maybe late 90s, you had Don't Want to Miss a Thing, where they reinvented themselves.
That was on,
And then
but that's close enough to reinventing for the next decade.
Pink, right? Was that all right? So Aerosmith. So '98 was the Armageddon album, but then they put another album out.
Nine Lives.
Like 9 Lives was like 99, 2000.
Right there at the end of the of the decade.
And that whole that was the one with Pink, and some of the other ones were again a whole different kind of vibe and sound.
And I think 9 Lives was their best album. I know most people will not agree with me, but I can listen to that album from song 1 all the way to the end, straight through. Love that thing.
I remember having it. I picked it. Let's see, that one came out in it was 97.
97 is what FAHC says.
Yeah, it predates the Armageddon song because the I Don't Want to Miss the Thing was actually Aerosmith's first #1 hit. I think their first and only, where it actually reached charted #1,
which is disgusting.
What? It was a good song. People liked it. The movie
was a pop rock song from a rock band. I mean, that's like saying the stuff that came after U2's Joshua Tree and Achtung Baby was great.
I'm saying
they had given up on being a rock band at that point.
Just people can like music, man. Stop being mad because people like the song. I like the song. It's good.
After 50 years of being a rock band, and then you hit #1 with a pop ballad. That's sad.
Yeah, it gave them a #1 hit. Good for them. I think you're making it too personal that they did a song that
they did it to annoy Brahma.
Yeah. U2 is great with Joshua Tree and Achtung Baby, and most of the albums before that.
I mean, so you don't think it's a beautiful day?
No.
Now save your breath for could your parts. Hey, look, so it's a heck of 2 roof lights, the stylish house frame furniture, and the Scotter cushions with the matching shark by cover. Yeah. Right. It's just terrible parcel to the Periwinkle Blue bags.
Personally,
I'll give you
I think
a freaking caravan.
Personally, I think War was the last good U2 album. It was downhill all the way after that.
I think that was Slender's.
Shut it!
That's he's not getting any of this talk, and we should keep moving on. Because he really wants to hit the button, but we're not done with the trivia yet.
We're only an hour into trivia.
Taylor Smith, Angel. Queen, Radio Gaga.
Queen, Radio Gaga.
Yep. That was
hard to believe. That was 80s.
No.
No, that was the one they did, the album that came out right before Live Aid, right?
Yeah. 84, 85, yeah.
Because that was the single off of that album.
Right.
And it was actually, I think it charted really well for him.
Well, I think it was pretty close. It was probably a #1 in Britain. I don't know about America.
I think Radio Gaga might be the best charting single they actually had.
Well, Bohemian Rhapsody did.
That's crazy.
Reach number one about three times for Queen and their crew.
Well, that was
I'm saying that's crazy if it's true. I'm not saying you're crazy for saying it. It just seems like that would be impossible.
Oh, it only made number 2 in the UK. Radio Gaga. Failure. Total failure.
It made number 1 like all.
It was number 1 in Belgium.
It charted all over the world. It's good for them.
Oh yeah, huge international hit. So Billboard, it was number 16 on the Billboard.
Yeah, Hot 100.
That's just pretty good. There's nothing wrong with that. That's good.
Yeah, because I think Bohemian Rhapsody, as popular as it was, I don't think it charted higher after Wayne's World than it ever did when it came out originally.
84. It's funny because I was a lifelong Queen fan. I'd grown up with them since the first hit in Britain was like 73 or whatever. So really into them that whole time. And the first time I heard Radio Gaga, I went, I don't know if I like that. What's that all about? That sounds a bit weird. And now I absolutely adore it as a song. I think it's brilliant. I had to listen to it a few times.
I hate it.
I had to hear it a few times. Oh, it's great. Honestly.
It's terrible.
Why do you, I mean,
lyrically fantastic.
You hate it?
Celebration of radio.
It is so fucking boring.
Yeah, you got to listen to it closely.
Like, Don't Stop Me Now, Bohemian Rhapsody.
Not everything can be fast.
Fucking Princes of the Universe.
It's a beautiful song.
For the first minute and 15 seconds.
It is only a minute song. Like, there's not any more than that.
All right.
Philistines.
All right. I will argue that to me it's the best Queen song lyrically is "Who Wants to Live Forever." I think that's the best lyrical song they did.
It's a pretty boring song too, though.
It's a pretty what the fuck?
Not if you're watching it during Highlander.
Not everything can be fast.
And even then, it still has guitar. Like they still give May and people like the rest of Queen stuff to do.
Dude, yeah, that guitar will lull you to sleep.
I'd listen to that over "We Will Rock You" and "We Are the Champions" anytime.
Because they're overplayed.
Those two songs bore me to death at this point.
I hate melancholy music.
Slender's here to
Spread Your Wings has been my favorite in the last few years. Spread Your Wings. Queen song.
I just remember when I was in high school that Queen, every other band seemed to have one greatest hits album, and Queen had like 3 volumes of greatest hits albums. And when you'd look at it, you're like, every single one of these is a great song. Fuck. You're like, I have to buy 3.
Well, you could buy the box set and get all 3 of them.
Petty
One
had
was like
at
navy
that time.
blue, one was like maroon, and then there was another one that was it green? It was like dark green.
Eric agrees with you. Brahm is 100%
The thing about
Rock You.
The thing about "We Will Rock You" and "We Are the Champions" is they really come alive in concert. When you see them playing them live, and you're in they work much better then because of the anthemic quality and the fact it's a lot louder. And
I mean, well, they were designed.
They're really good if played at a jousting competition.
They would be. They would be. Yeah.
I think. I mean, wasn't the idea was when they wrote them, they were going to be songs that would have audience participation.
Yeah, they're written
Queen was big
specifically to play live.
They were
They're
stadium songs
Yeah.
during most of the 80s and 90s at most sporting events. What is you guys' take on the Mandela effect on that one, though?
What do you mean?
The Mandela effect on "We Are the Champions" is that they said "of the world."
Oh, yeah. That's
and I
right.
swear it said "of the world." And the Mandela effect says there is no
I
of the world in
thought
it.
all my life was all of the world. Yes, I agree.
We are the last time that they sing it, I think. We are the champions of the world. But it doesn't exist, apparently.
Wasn't it in Mighty? That was the end scene of Mighty Ducks where they sing it.
I don't know, but there is a Mandela effect about it that of
Now
the world
I
is
used to
not
have
in
the
any
box
version of
set.
the song.
I used to have the CD box set of their greatest hits.
pretty
I swear to God, it ends with "of the world."
Of the world, yeah.
Right.
But I don't,
does the
I don't have
radio
those
edit?
CDs anymore,
Because
so I
that's what
can't
most
prove
people
it.
heard.
I'm pretty sure it's
no.
Of
You
the
know,
World.
I'm looking up the lyrics, and the last lyric is "Because we are the champions of the world."
Yeah.
It's in there.
Okay, we'll have to look up the Mandela effect at some point because there is one about that song.
Well, that's in another not as cool universe then. Because in this universe, they say it.
"We are the champions" is not a Mandela effect.
It's in almost every Mandela effect video.
I so often see the claim that "we are the champions" does not end in "of the world," and thinking it does is the Mandela effect, except it depends on the version, and the live version does in fact end in "of the world." So all of those citing
He did say it live.
like
So does the
claiming
greatest
it's the
hits
Mandela
album.
effect.
Like,
because the greatest
is that
hits, I
the
think it
live
was
version?
live version.
I don't remember it being a live version because I hate live versions. I don't usually buy live version albums.
Most of the radio cuts of that song, I think, are the live version, because
yeah.
they started doing the "We Will Rock You" and "We Are the Champions" mashup version for radio sometime in the 90s. You would never hear one song without the other. It would just seamlessly go into the other song.
Yeah, so it's the live version, which is the one that gets played, at least the one I've heard all the time.
So the
it
radio
doesn't-
version didn't have it? The original radio version?
The original studio version apparently doesn't have the last one. It has it in the middle, but it doesn't have the end lyric as opposed to the live one, which does.
All right, so Mandela effect.
False.
Overwritten.
Yeah.
It is in every video.
Right. The version that I've just listened to, the version at the end of the Mighty Ducks,
That's what I was thinking.
is
of.
not a live version, and it has "Of the World" in it.
So maybe it's a remaster of something that was not
So it does
the
end
studio
that way.
version.
It does end in the version used in the Mighty Ducks ends with "Of the World," and it's not a live performance.
See,
might
even
have
in
been-
the chat, there's people saying that it's not on the singles, and it was in the live.
I've only ever heard. I mean, I swear it
So it's
seems
just multiple versions of the song.
yeah. The one that I always hear is the live, like mixed,
I
like
picked
double
up, they
version.
certainly said it.
Yep. So
All right, we can move on.
I mean, I don't know why you hate the song. It's a decent.
It's a majestic song, elegant, sweeping, profound.
A song that goes gaga, clap, clap, goo goo, clap, clap.
Yeah. Like
is
Philistines,
low on my totem
all
pole.
of you. Philistines.
Dude, those are lyrics Snoop Dogg would come up with. I'm sorry, but they're just
Those
not
are
good.
lyrics that Tim Wall's wife would come up with to sing
Yeah.
at a rally right now.
It's elegant, and it's written by the drummer. I mean, that's probably the reason. it's
The
written by
words
drummer.
Gaga and Goo Goo are not fucking elegant 70s. I'm sorry. No.
But they see you're missing the point of the lyrics. He's defending radio against
mean, you
those
said
against
that
those who
to-
are doing it down.
You set that to like my milkshake brings all the boys to the yard, and they're like, it's better than yours. It doesn't make it any better.
Hold on, I really want to isolate Slender's
Snip that
milkshake
bit.
radio Gaga mashup.
We just needed somebody in the background
That was
singing
fantastic.
Gaga, goo goo.
I am
Right,
100% gonna make that a short.
Slender, start that bit again, and we'll join in the backing vocals.
No, I'm not doing it again. It was hard to do. It broke my brain just to concentrate enough to do that.
It was actually pretty solid. Did you ever watch?
Now do it with my humps.
Did you ever
I
watch
guess that one would have been good too.
where Netflix did the historical roast, that show for like I guess a couple episodes?
Drunk History?
Where they were like roasting dead people. It was comedians. They did one where it was Freddie Mercury and Seth Green was playing David Bowie. And he did make fun of like Freddie Mercury's lyrics. Let's see. And yeah, so you got all the normal comedians from all the roasts, but
fundraisers, charities.
Is that
Nothing
Nikki
better than
Glaser
watching
playing
rich people-
Kurt Cobain?
yeah, it is.
He's on the
Well.
cheeseburgers and Coke, I think.
Not having
Yeah.
AIDS will gain you some weight.
I suppose that's true.
Let's see. Shifty says
It's
Seth
also
Green
really
fell
fucked
off
up.
after everyone trashed Star Wars Detours trailer show so bad it never got released. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Well, Seth Green was also kind of a child actor, so he's probably got some problems he's dealing with.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Well, I know he did the Robot Chicken on Cartoon Network.
I'm sure he's still doing Family Guy.
Yeah.
That show's still going. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Always got me. I wrote these lyrics and you did. Baby bop.
Pressure is a good one too. I do like Pressure.
That
So
one is
we've
in the.
heard.
Does that count as a Queen song or is it just a collaboration?
It's on their greatest hits album.
Queen and
featuring
David
David Bowie.
Yeah. So
They
it was
used to do it live on stage without him. So
Yep. Cool. Seth Green is still doing Family Guy. Nice.
Rock the
Rock
Casbah.
Casbah.
The Clash.
Clash. The Queen. The Clash.
Yeah.
God save the Queen.
That was a quick jump back into a song.
I know, I wasn't ready for that.
Yeah. Luckily, it was one we all
Mashed.
immediately knew.
Yeah. I'm going to be pissed if there's no Toto on this list.
There's not going to be Toto on this list.
I was going to
There's
say you've got
song
one left.
All right, which band haven't we heard from? So it's going to be.
Tell you, we've not had Brian Adams yet.
No Duran Duran either.
It's going to be Hungry Like the Wolf. I bet it's going to be Hungry Like the Wolf.
Hungry
It's
like
gonna
the
be-
hippo.
It's going to be a Kiss song.
It's going to have to
You-
count as
a
rock in
Kiss song?
some way, even slightly rock.
All right, let's see where it goes.
Kiss or Toto?
It's not Toto's. Doesn't make. You think Africa? Maybe. I guess.
Freaking Africa? Rosanna?
Foreigner, we've not had any Foreigner, that's true. I hate myself for loving you. Oh no, that was Joan Jett, wasn't it? Or something?
What
I don't know.
Oh, look at the chat are getting it. It's the Kiss song you wouldn't think of.
It is Kiss.
Yeah, look it up. Wasn't that when they went without makeup?
Oh,
It was
that's
the
great.
non-makeup period. We got to see just how ugly they were. Oh, heavens and hell.
Well, the picture is with makeup.
Yeah. So it was a Kiss. So I guess one of us was right that Kiss.
Just
would be
shows
on
how
it.
similar the songs sound, though, because I thought it was Lick It Up as well.
There's a lot of missing big 80s on that one, but I guess you only got 30, so.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
They finished with that garbage.
Only an hour and, what, 12 minutes? Something like that.
Still, I mean, it wasn't bad, but some were very obvious.
The whole point of doing the trivia is to have a fun thing that's different than, because by Friday, I've said it before, people have massacred pop culture to the
We've
point
talked
of
all the shows.
I'll
like,
have to put together an ABBA one, I think, for next time.
like, would you prefer I was like, hey, let's go do your homework and watch Agatha and we'll talk about it? No,
I already had to watch it.
we're an Agatha free the zone on this show, and I'm proud of it.
Yeah, I'd probably just laugh at you if you ever said anything like that.
Never seen it, never will.
Yeah, I don't. I'm sure. Yeah, here's. I guarantee you. This is without having watched a minute of Agatha. I bet that there's gay people in it, and they celebrate and talk about being gay and how happy they are that they're gay.
And why do you
Yes.
hate us all?
Am I
being
wrong,
gay?
Brahma?
Well, you hadn't watched this.
There's plenty of it.
Yep. Uh-oh. Here it comes.
Like I said on Comics Division Thursday night.
Well,
if it was not Marvel and it was just some NBC, ABC, CBS 8 o'clock sitcom, it might actually work. When they tried to connect it to Marvel, it's become a absolute crap show.
I don't see
it's not an interesting show for a Marvel show.
There's nothing wrong, Brahma, with sitting by the fireside on your couch with a nice glass of wine, stroking your pussy, and watching Agatha.
Mm-hmm.
Well, a few more incidents in his shower and he might have his own. So his wife is trying to help him transition.
Right.
John Wayne Gacy, or whatever his name was. Was it John
Wayne Gacy was the serial killer?
No, John Wayne Bobbitt.
John Bobbitt.
Lorena
was
Bobbitt.
Lorena Bobbitt.
Which happened in Prince William County, Virginia, where I went to high school. So,
the unkindest cut of all.
The wife's like, if I have to hit menopause in the next 10 years, then so do you.
Jesus. You're going to have... This is giving you a hot flash. Slender, aren't you happy I haven't, like, because I suckered him into having to watch The Acolyte with how bad it was, and I feel
I
bad.
Thought he said he was going to take the bullet on that one, or was that a different show?
No, that one was Rings of Power. It was Rings
Yeah.
of Power that he took the bullet on.
And
by the
oh
way,
my
update,
God, did it suck?
Yes, it did. Every
Slender,
minute of
did
that
it get
show was boring.
super gay at the end too? Was Celebrimbor like super gay for Sauron?
No,
They
he was
had
dead.
some Celebrimbor Sauron super gay going on the whole time. Like that was episode 2. I think that started.
And then by the end, he's dead, and Galadriel is jumping off a 3,000-foot cliff, and no injuries.
And was Gandalf
and you find out that Gandalf is Gandalf, even though we all
No.
knew he was Gandalf since episode
He's the
1.
grand elf.
Yeah.
Get it right.
Except, was he an elf? Did he have elf ears?
No, but the Harfoots have no idea what an elf is. They've never seen one, so they just assume he's an elf. So he's the grand elf. And then he goes back to Tom Bombadil and is like, they call me Grand Elf, so I think I shall name myself Gandalf. And then Tom Bombadil is like, oh,
that doesn't even work. That doesn't even like Grand. Like, where do you get Gandalf from Grand Elf? That's stupid.
You don't.
Well, it works
because
if
of the
you're
way they
retarded.
pronounce it. Grandalf.
It works if you're retarded as a writer.
There you go.
There's definitely some of those.
Yes.
Mm.
It was
They're called Harfoots.
On the other hand, Amazon does have, because I know that Slender probably watched this before when it came out, but the Grand Tours finale dropped. Was it like last month?
Like 3
about a
weeks
month
ago.
Yeah,
It was really good.
Yeah, it was.
Yep, it was good. That's a sorry.
I got misty like 2 or 3 times. I was just like, oh,
When he found the car from the original episode.
yes. And then when they did the dual camera where they showed footage of them going to the tree the first time out in the middle of the salt flats, and then they overlaid it with them going to the tree at the end.
It's weird because I don't think that you don't realize how long they've been on TV together and how much they've aged.
Mm-hmm.
It's like 30 years.
You don't think about it. You're just like, oh, because it happens gradually when you watch it season by season by season. But when they actually did like what you're talking about, where they did the flyover kind of cut, and it was like, shit, look how young, especially James May, look and Richard looked so much younger.
Hammond looked like a baby. He was a little boy.
It was good. I am happy that Clarkson's Farm is sticking around. That show
is a great show.
Is so good, and
I even got the wife hooked on it. I mean, she is hooked on Clarkson Farm.
I love the message of it too, with how intrusive and stupid government
Screw
is,
the bureaucracy,
and how they're constantly just trying to find like little ways around having to deal with that.
But I also think it's funny that they've got the guy who's part of the farm that is in charge of all the paperwork, and they, even he knows it's BS, but it's like, no, we have to do this, Jeremy. And Jeremy's like, screw you. I'm not doing that. And the guy's like, but we have to. That's how the government works.
If we don't do it that way, you could go to prison, Jeremy.
Yes. They will shut your little shop down.
I do agree with Smokey. Gerald, when he comes on and you try to figure out what the F he's saying, is the best part of
the like caretaker guy.
Yeah, the one who does the fence repairs, and he's like,
everybody just kind of nods at him like,
It's basically the same character from Hot Fuzz, where it's the farmer who has the landmine.
Yeah,
and they're like,
this is a real person actually trying to speak.
Yeah, we're like, we need to get the guy who translates for him. He can speak. What's he say?
Yep.
And Caleb, right, is the guy who actually knows how to farm.
Yeah, the guy who kind of takes in.
Yeah, I like how he sucks Caleb into the side things that distract him from farming.
Right, or makes bets with him. Here, you do this, I'll do this, and we'll see who wins.
I did think it was hilarious when he stuck that rented piece of equipment to the wall and broke it when farm
when they're trying to farm the bushes.
Yeah. And it's like
the amount of money he just blows through in that show while complaining about money is hilarious.
He still ends up breaking even, but he never makes anything, which is
I don't think they actually add up all the things that he destroys while breaking even.
Yeah, I get the feeling he's taking losses.
Well,
he's taking losses to make it an entertaining show.
Well, he's talked about it on the show where he's like, if we weren't getting the money from Amazon, we wouldn't.
Oh yeah, I have to imagine that Amazon pays for the whole show and the failure.
That farm would be an absolute loss leader if he wasn't getting money from outside sources or already extremely wealthy.
Well, he's probably doing it to get a tax break.
First season, most of those farms are losing right now.
Yeah, that's kind of the point of the show. Is you can't make money as a farmer.
Not nowadays. Not with all the regulations, especially over there.
And when he tried to open up the restaurant where he was going to source from all the other local farms, like the milk from the dairy farmer to make milkshakes and ice cream.
Yeah, and then the city's like, screw you.
And what it is because Slender knows, it's like there's the amount of people who live in that county who are farmers are probably only about like 5 to 10% of the population. The rest are urbanites who are moving out to buy like rural properties to get away from London, because it's about an hour outside of London when you
your seasonal home.
Yeah, and so they're all voting like, we don't want that. It'll like when they were complaining that people were going to his farm store and buying things, and they're like, it's bringing too many people who are buying things. We don't want that. And he's like, I'm trying to make money running my farm. What are you doing?
Yeah.
But it's a great show. They just finished season 3.
I believe so. And it'll probably be a year before we get season 4.
Yeah, and so if anybody hasn't,
it was not guaranteed.
It's super entertaining. There's interesting stuff. I can't believe that his idea of adding those rails to the pig igloos hadn't been done before, because once he pointed it, like I was like, that does, like, by the way,
all the piglets dying.
Yeah, pigs are like pandas apparently, and just roll over and kill their children.
Pigloos.
Yeah, the pigloos.
Smokey says they just finished filming season 4.
Yeah, season 4 has already been confirmed. It's coming.
Yeah,
I knew it was confirmed. I didn't know they had even begun filming, because we had kind of been waiting for a while to see if they were going to pick it up again.
Well, I mean, think about it though, right? Like, it has to have already been filmed. We're coming up on winter.
I know that Clarkson's farm,
if it had been confirmed,
trounced, at least in the UK where some of the ratings were published, it trounced Rings of Power. Like in terms of actual viewership.
Power, it probably trounced everything else that has ever been produced in the UK. It trounced the new Doctor Who, I'll tell you that.
And you got to figure it's orders of magnitude cheaper to probably pay for as Amazon than some of those other shows. So I would keep doing it in perpetuity as long as people were watching, because it's cheap to make. And Clarkson gets you attention which is
As
love
long
him
as
or hate him.
Clarkson continues to be willing to do it, they should pay him whatever he asks.
And the only thing that they were trying to fire him for recently was the comments about Meghan Markle, but now everybody's turned around and agrees she's a bitch.
Everybody agreed with him when he said it. They were just trying to be all proper British, I guess.
Correct.
Well, I think the issue is that in America we don't drop C bombs as freely as they do in England, and so some of the choice words that Clarkson used as an Englishman are a little more risque here in the United States, and I think the controversy came out of more the U.S.
You got to be a feckless something, and there's one word that combos really well with it.
Go watch Welcome to Wrexham, and it's like every other word. I mean, that's how they talk there.
Yeah, 70s can speak to that, right? You guys curse at a whole other level, right?
Oh, geez a break, man. It's a dauber.
Well, we're talking specifically about the C word.
I'm going to pump your ma.
I mean,
yes.
Look at Snatch.
Yeah.
Or Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels.
Stratas of society in the UK that every second word is a swear word.
Yep.
Not to mention, you swear on a different wavelength. I remember one of my trips to London, I was in a store with my friend. We were looking at some stuff, and I overheard a guy, because he was speaking real loud, talking to the clerk because they were friends. And he's like, "I got proper assholed last night," and I was like, "What the fuck did I hear?" And he looked at me and he goes, "No, that means drunk." And I was like, "What?"
Yeah, like swearing is built in. Swearing is built into the language.
I was like, the English need to come up with a different way to say drunk, because that has a lot of other meanings. So.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways of saying that in Britain.
But I was like, nope. I was about to be like,
that one doesn't sound like one that translates well.
No, but apparently, 70s. Had you ever used that turn of phrase to describe being drunk?
No.
But you have heard
probably
it.
Knackered or something like that. Yeah,
I was absolutely shit-faced last night.
Yeah,
that's what I would use.
I have always Chad got offended. I have always preferred 3 sheets to the wind. Thank you.
Yes, I know what you're saying about.
Easier to say.
Soul is referencing that they use the word for a bundle of sticks for cigarettes. I'm
gasping for a bundle of sticks.
I was more offended by the cigarette packaging, because in the 70s might know that the cigarettes in the UK, they don't have like a Surgeon General warning. They have these graphic, at least they did then, graphic photos of like all the disease and terrible things, and that's the packaging for the cigarettes.
You know what the problem with that is? The problem with that is because every time I see stuff like that, I make the assumption that you're telling me not to do something. And if you tell me not to do something, I'm going to fucking do it.
Yeah, those of us who game with you notice.
So that was the hardest part for quitting smoking, was when I saw them tell me not to. It made me want to smoke more.
Chad, I want you to talk.
You want me to?
I'm just trying that philosophy out to see if you do the opposite. Does it work on you?
I can't believe Slender hasn't clicked the button.
It's
what
coming.
Are we doing here? Why are we?
I was trying to figure it out, because like we got on conversations about other stuff. We were talking about Clarkson's farm. I mean, why the hell would I turn it off during Clarkson's farm? That just seems silly.